What's up? Going live. Since we're live, we'll make sure everything is working, make sure the audio is working. Tried to look for some settings on this camera because it's always like, this does this autofocus stuff here. Couldn't figure it out. Anyhow, I don't mean to not be looking at it when I'm looking at the comments, but I'll try to make some eye contact. Let some, yeah, we're alive. That's right. No, excuse me. I just got done eating dinner. Nothing real special to talk about today. It was Wednesday. Mrs. O and my daughter had stuff to do, and of course both when one boy's off working and works out of town and the other one is working or at practice. And anyhow, I'm bacheloring it right now, so I got you, you got me, like Sonny and Cher. I don't know if it's going to be 2 hours, Corey, but anyhow, what are you guys up to? Winter is back. We had our little teaser of spring there a week or so ago. Man, I tell you what, doesn't take you long to acclimate when it's been a long winter. It's been, cold, below freezing for a long time. And then we had a week of just like, hey, spring is here. The birds are out. Peepers are peeping. And then for the past several days, we're back to reality. We're back to March. It's been pretty awful. I was kind of busting on Sherwood there from Royalty Auto Service because, we text back and forth and talk on the phone on occasion. And he's, in the 90s down there in Florida, upper 80s. This guy's playing golf and fixing AC. And, we got 6 inches of snow yesterday. But he's up doing some training events. I don't know if I'm allowed to say where, but we'll say in the northern part of the United States, and he's getting a little taste of snow. So he was pretty excited. He saw his first salt truck the other day, plow truck with a salter on it. So that was kind of exciting for him. I'm like, well, Sherwood, that's where all my money comes from. Right out of the back of that truck. It sprinkles it on the ground, it gets on your car, then it fills my pocket. That is the life cycle of salt. From the earth into the truck, back to the earth, and then back to me. And then from me back to the state. So anyways, oh man, 30 inches in Wisconsin. Yeah, I know you guys out west got just absolutely blasted. That and the wind, man. The wind the past couple of days was pretty savage. Real gusty, but just steady, sustained winds. And typically in our demographic here, we don't usually get high sustained winds. We have a lot of hills and, tree cover and stuff. Sometimes down on, up on the hilltops or down in these valleys, you'll get some pretty steady winds, but generally speaking, we'll get gusty days, but not a lot of wind. 26 inches. Yeah. 85 mile an hour gusts. Cleveland Hopkins Airport. Yeah, it was pretty brutal here, man. We had stuff blowing around at home, and anyways, what else is new? Let's see. Yeah, New York getting their salt returns. Exactly. What's the classic sitting behind me? It's the 2001 Nissan. It's the Sentra. It's got the big 1.8. Needs an alternator. I just put it on. Lady broke down, came pulling in, says, my battery light's on. Can I keep driving it? So you can drive it right in the bay. Drive it as far as you want to walk, you choose. But being that she was walking with a cane, I don't think she wanted to walk very far. So Vanessa gave her a ride home. And oddly enough, because it's an 01, but it's from Florida, down there in Del Boca Vista. It's a New York car, but she originally bought it down south. So, and this lady is smart because she listens to me, and she bought it years and years and years ago and oil sprayed it. So here she is driving this car, not a lick of rust on it, door seals and falling out of it. but literally not a lick of rust. Dirt cheap car. I think she bought this thing for like next to nothing. Zillion miles on it. Runs great. Sprays it with oil every year. And this has been fantastic transportation for this lady. But yeah, I went to get the alternator. Napa, several days out. Closest one I think was Jersey. Nothing from FMP, nothing from Advance Auto, no availability. And I was like, well, let me just last ditch effort. We don't ever buy anything from AutoZone. I looked at AutoZone. They had one in stock. So AutoZone for the win. They sent it down. I put it on, and believe it or not, it actually worked. So win-win. Win-win-win. So Vanessa will go pick the lady up tomorrow morning. I didn't get it done till right here at the end of the day. And she'll pick the lady up tomorrow and give her a ride back. She'll get her car back, and she'll be happy. Yep. Oh, wow. The AutoZone kid blasting the Nirvana. Old-time viewer there. I know who you are. No, I didn't go down there. They delivered theirs. So the AutoZone that he's referring is from a really old video with a Ford, Explorer Sport Track. Lower pulley went bad. Why do I remember this stupid stuff? It's probably 7-8 years ago. Anyhow, since then, they've built an AutoZone here in our local town, in the town of Bath, about 8 to 9 miles away. So do I still have a Snap-on scan tool? I do. I still have, from way back when I started YouTube's, my Snap-on, what is it, the Veris Pro, I believe it is. So yeah, I keep that around because it is a great OBD1 tool. It has a scope that is useful. And it was pretty decent in the OBD2 era with pre-07 Chrysler products. I would say that. I haven't touched it in many years, but I still have it. Yeah, the one where the kid didn't know how to look stuff up. Yeah, I think that's the video you're talking about. You go in there, and it's, the kids working there, but I think it was after hours. You go in there, music's cranking. Anyhow, yo, what's up, Dog Barber? What are we going to celebrate at the 1 million subs? A lot of folks ask us that. Is the auto-focusing here annoying? I don't know. I don't know how to fix it. I got a remote for this camera, but what the heck were we just talking about? Oh, what are we going to do when we hit the 1 million sub mark? I don't have a plan. I never had a plan in place. Oh, okay. Nothing annoying unless you're picky. Okay, thanks. I don't know what its focal point is or how to change that, or maybe I should just stay like this the whole time. What do you do when you hit it? What do other people do when they hit 1 million subs? I don't know. I've never put a lot of stock in the subscriber portion of it. I don't know what it means other than, bragging to your buddy. I don't know. In my opinion, it doesn't mean a whole lot to me personally, other than you spitting facts. It's not like 1 million people watch my video if I put a video out. No, my channel has plateaued many, many years ago where, well, quite honestly, if I'm not big into the analytics on any of this social media stuff, but if I were to go in there and look, the majority of my views come from non-subscribers. They come from YouTube suggested videos, the best that I can understand it. And I don't know I don't know. I don't want to sound ignorant to it all, but I just don't care enough to get into it to try to figure out how to make it any different. Because at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter to me if it comes from subscribers or non-subscribers. And I don't know. I don't let it keep me up at night. So I guess I don't know enough about it to comment about it, if you will. What kind of camera did I? Oh, I can show you the camera because we're not using the camera. It's the same as my old camera. Stand by. So this is my old camera here. I call them all fuzzy. No, that's just the microphone. Man, I am at a loss for words. This is the Panasonic. That's the part number on it. I don't know what it says. Hotel Charlie Victor 785. I have two of these. This one, the automatic closing lens screwed up on me one day. And it opens and closes on its own. It got jammed halfway. I took a pair of pliers and ripped it out. Been using it for about a year or so like that. The other one I have, the zoom in and zoom out button busted off it. So I'm going to try to salvage parts out of this one and put it in the other one. I don't know if I'll be able to do that or I'll just train wreck them both. But these have been great cameras. Works pretty good with this mic, which I'm going to have to put on this camera come summertime because the doors will be open and I have to have the fuzzy mic, which this is just a Rode microphone. And then you put the fuzzy sock on there. But then this is the one I have now. It's the same, it's a Panasonic. And the reason I do that is because I'm thrifty and I have 3 or 4 batteries for this thing that happen to be the same as this thing. So that's why I did that. I don't know what the part number is on this one, but I don't know. It's probably on there somewhere, but you can see I'm squinting and I can't see it. Anyhow, this is what I use. No, not a big camera guy, but that's that. And it seems to be working. Oh, somebody's having a problem with the audio. Is the audio cutting in and out, guys? The YouTube 2000 says the sound clips. Sound is clips out. I don't know what that means. Okay, audio is fine there. I guess if the majority of you, the audio is fine, then we'll keep rocking and rolling. But anyhow, the other reason I like to keep a camera that's similar to what I use is I have somewhat of an idea of how robust it is in the shop. And quite frankly, these hold up pretty well. I am not gentle on cameras. You're sticking them into things you shouldn't stick them into. You know what I mean? Oh, but one thing this one does have something different here. There's this front piece here is threaded. And I haven't looked and I don't want to sound like a ding dong. I'll have to look on some camera website and see if there is a clear filter that I can put on here just for protection. And I don't know how they're sold, if they're sold by brand, if they're sold by thread or objective diameter. This just says 25 millimeter wide. It has some other stuff written on there, 62 millimeter, 98.9 millimeter. I don't know what a lot of the jargon is on there. But if I could get a screw on thread, a clear cover for the front, that would probably stop me from going caveman on the automatic opener closer thing when that breaks, because my patience are about the second shortest thing I have. And when that stuff frigs up, you just rip it apart until it works. So yeah, that's it. That's the camera I use. Oh, and then the reason I haven't put this mic on there yet, because this one, my old camera, the shoe for this is slid in the back. Kind of a neat idea. Well, this one here, you've got to open the top of the camera and you slide your microphone in there. Well, and I know what's going to happen to this little plastic door. Okay. It's going to go bye-bye. And I'm just not ready to break the camera yet. I'm not there with it yet. It was pretty expensive. Oh, let's see. Oh, I missed something. Hey, he's a diagnostic tech building a program around training and real world repair performance. Would you be open to a quick call sometime? Well, Joe, it's difficult, man. I would be open to an email. It would be a little easier to get an email thread going. I'm not trying to sound like a dink, Joe, and appreciate you and appreciate, your effort into the industry. But I'm telling you, man, if I had to take every single phone call that people, I mean, it would be, it's pretty insane. And I'm not trying to upplay it, but I mean, we have to field at least 50 to 60 calls per day from people who call from YouTube to tell us, oh, there's a problem with your video. Oh, you should do this. Oh, you should do that. I'm like, dude, I don't know how you don't understand that that's not a 5-year-old video, and this is not live. This is not real life. This is not for real. So, yeah, I would be open to receiving an email from you, Joe, and just please remind me of this conversation. That would probably be the easiest, to be honest with you. And I'll provide you with my insight as much as I can. Oh, do you think my live camera lens is smudged? Let me just go set this stuff down. What'll happen is I'll fiddle with it and I'll end up getting broke. I need some kind of tech person here is what the real story is. The first shortest thing is your gastronomical tract. You would think. Anyways. What's up with the 660 Grizz? Well, that's the thing. He's talking about my Yamaha Grizzly. And to be honest with you, I use it for therapy for myself, so I've done some videos on my other channel of working on my Big Bear, the Yamaha, my Kodiaks. I got a Big Bear, Kodiak, and a Grizzly, old machines, 26-year-old machines. Two of them are 26 years old. The Grizz is 22. It's a 04. So you do the math, 22-ish years old. And I'll be honest with you. I work on it at home, in the cold, in my dirt 4 garage, if you will, shed. Because sometimes I just need to check out. I need to not have a camera, to not talk to people, and to just be by myself, reminding myself that I enjoy doing this. And I truly do. I truly enjoy working on stuff, whether it's equipment or cars or trucks or big trucks or dozers, excavators. Like I truly enjoy it, particularly when it's at my own pace, my own leisure. And more often than not, when it's just for myself. I can do it the way I want, and I don't have to answer to anybody. I don't have a timeline. So that's what I did with the Grizz. I have gone through it soup to nuts. It's completely together, and it turned out gorgeous. And it is a really awesome machine. So that's just how I am. I don't know how else to say. I don't want to sound, I'm not a complete introvert, but I kind of am. And sometimes I just want to be left alone. And that's what I do for my own therapy. It keeps me from executing my list, if you will. I don't know what that means. Probably shouldn't have said that out loud. What music do I listen to when I'm working on the Grizz? Usually classic rock on iHeartRadio. The classic rock station on iHeartRadio is usually what I'm working on. And just out having fun. And that's what I do. I really enjoy working on the wheeler, so much so got a great deal. Okay. So I just had this boy message me from the Facebook. I've got to go pick it up this weekend. There's somebody on there that put so I've got a 2000 Yamaha Big Bear as well. These are old machines. Most people don't like them. I went and, I'm always looking for parts, because a lot of these machines are old, discontinued. Some of the worries are catastrophic failure, major components, engine case, frame, plastic, that's the big one, stuff like that. So there's this boy that had one on the Facebook, on the marketplace, not too far from me. He had this 2000 Grizz, but it was the camouflage edition. So pretty rare to find the OEM plastic that's not broken, but he says it doesn't run, $2,500. And I'm like, I message him. I'm like, hey man, I was like, just want to make sure this price is right. $2,500 seems like a pretty big reach for, for an ATV that doesn't run, that's in, mediocre condition. And he texts me back and says, hey, I'm just advertising this for my grandpa and, whatnot. I'm like, oh, okay. I was like, totally understand. Gave him my offer, which was more than half of what he had list for. I was like, well, if you'd be open to $1,000, I'd be willing to come get it. I was like, don't mean to insult your grandpa, not trying to be disrespectful. Keep it in mind. And then about every 3 weeks since then, I have reached out to him to say, hey, just checking. I see the ad's still up. Nobody's bought it. And it was about, I don't know, just I don't know if it was yesterday or today or whatever. He got a hold of me. He's like, come and get it. I'm like, sweet. Persistence paid off. Allegedly, the engine's not seized up in it. What it sounds like is rodent damage. Grandpa tried to fix the wires, and then now it just blows fuses, won't run. So what the plan is to go get it. I want the plastic for my machine that's really good, so I have kind of a rare edition, Grizzly, and then fix the wiring, do whatever we got to do to get it running, and then I'm going to keep it here at the shop for yanking cars in and out. That's the plan, hopefully. So, yeah. How's the new scanner? That's doing really well. So far, so far it's so good. I was really apprehensive to get rid of the old Altel Ultra. I still have it. I haven't plan on giving it to my brother. That's the ultimate goal here. So he has a better scan tool to use. It's in the case. It's ready to go. But I was kind of like, I want to get a few days under this one. I mean, I've had many, many years of good success with that old Ultra. I mean, I never had it crash, never locked up. Just, it is a great, great scan tool. So, this is the next generation, the Ultra S2. Been using the AI portion of it, and it's like, that has some room for improvement. It works if you use it within its limits. Is it super helpful? I don't know, still to be determined, but a lot of neat features on it. Of course, everything the old Ultra had and more, a lot more. And I've just got to remember that those features are there to help me, and it will slightly change some of my diagnostic. Not so much the process, but some of the process. I don't know how to word that correctly. My root process will stay the same, but some of the steps in within the process can be helped with some of the features on the tool. That's a big long way to walk around that one. It is neat, the network pinging feature, particularly if you're dealing with a module that's coming in and out of communication. It's nice to be able to sit there and just ping that module repeatedly, while you're fiddling with a connector or you're, doing anything and you're like, oh crap, the module's back online. Let's say, you lost comm with the ABS module, all the other modules are dead. You can sit there and just ping them repeatedly, and you think it's a module that's bringing it down and you're unplugging it, and all of a sudden they all come alive. That's a pretty neat feature. I could see myself using that for sure. Let me turn this down here. Sorry. So there, and beyond that, there's many more features on that tool that are really cool. There's some neat stuff they've done to the scope, and a lot of other things on it that I'm still discovering and still learning and still seeing. Do I want to put that in my toolbox and utilize that in a diagnostic process, or do I just kind of want to remember it's there and maybe use it sometime? Is it beneficial? And that's typically how I look at that. Is this going to help me get to the outcome quicker? Ultimately, other than that, because if it doesn't, then it's not really useful to me. So am I happy to have my braces? Oh, I've had my braces off for a long time. I'm back to these things, but I just got done eating and I haven't brushed my teeth yet, so I haven't put them in. Which bidirectional scanner would I recommend for the average DIYer? So that is a super, super tough question. I remember now, because there's several different types of DIYers. A fella asked me that, I think, on the Facebook today, perhaps, or maybe yesterday. I think it was on the Facebook, because I gave him a link to the Altel AP200, which is like $60, and it's a Bluetooth dongle, but it is one car specific. You can buy other cars, other car manufacturers. So if you own a Chevy, you pay for, GM. But if you want to plug it into your buddy's Ford, you can either use just generic OBD2, or you have to buy the Ford portion of it. I don't want to misspeak or misrepresent Altel, so I can't give a lot of details on it. But I do know when I use that tool, the one young lady that used to work here, Marie, she had that AP200 and used it in her Honda, had it on her phone, downloaded the app, $60. I think you got the one car line, the manufacturer, Honda, I believe, was free, or whatever car line of your choosing. But it was a legit full bidirectional scan tool on your cell phone. I don't know if you could download their APK on a tablet. That I don't know for sure, but it was on her phone. You could scroll through it, all modules, turn stuff on and off for the price. And I believe it was free lifetime updates as well. The AP Alpha Papa 200 is the part number. I believe that's right. Somebody Google that and tell me if that's the case. And if that's the case, and if that's still how that tool works, I would say for the DIYer, if I had 2 or 3 cars, even different makes, I would probably lean on something like that, because every one of us has one of these things in our pocket. And, a dongle that's, yay big is easy to keep around, and B, your buddy's not going to ask to borrow it. So, I have an AP200 and a ThinkDiag. Both of those are great DIY tools. There's another company, Mucar, M-U-C-A-R, I think it is Mucar. I don't know how to pronounce it. They have a scan tool that is launch-based. As a matter of fact, I have one here. They sent me one. I haven't shown it. It's more of a DIYer version, small tool. I don't remember if the one they sent me is cordless or Bluetooth. But the advantage of that one was it is free lifetime updates. It was like all makes, all models. It was launch based. I'm not a huge fan of launch software, just personally, because I've been an Altel user for so long. I just don't like the interface on launch. And that is strictly personal preference. But I thought the big draw to that tool was it's free lifetime updates. And that's the hurdle for DIYers. I mean, if we're being honest, let's say you own a car and you bought a scan tool and it came with 2 years of free updates. Well, I mean, how many times did your engine light come on in those 2 years? You bought the tool, you maybe used it once, maybe twice, or maybe using it to reset your oil life. Well, 4 years from now, your engine light's on, your tool's out of date. Tool's still useful, but are you going to pay to update it? It's, I don't know, take it how you will, but yeah, Mucar, M-U-C-A-R. But I would, and I think that was in the $400 or $500 area, somewhere like that. But definitely check out that AP200, the Altel AP200. Not having one in my hand personally, maybe I should probably just go on Amazon and buy one and get one here and just plug it in. And that way I can tell you guys, like, hey, this is a great DIY tool. I think, if a DIYer had something like that, let's say they had a AP200, say it's a $60 tool. You got your one car line, you go on, you get Mitchell or All Data DIY or Motor Logic DIY or Motor service info, some kind of short-term service info. You're as well as equipped as we are now. You can buy yourself a cheap scope if you needed a scope, not often that you need it working on a car, but if you did, well, you get the AES Wave U scope, inexpensive. I think they're, less than $200. I could be wrong on that too, but there's lots of cost-effective options that give you good diagnostic power probably beyond most DIYers' abilities, if I'm being perfectly honest. So yeah, I've got a GM Tech one, an actual legit non-bootleg one. I don't know anything about the Novas. I've mentioned my opinion, on launch. Yeah, so the guy said he just looked at it, does bidirectional. And like I say, take what I say with a grain of salt, because I don't physically have one in my possession. I'm just pulling it out of memory. Like, what do I remember about the AP200? I just remember being, fairly impressed with it. I would probably take the time to read through some of the reviews, if there's any reviews on it online. And but I think I would probably do everybody a service if I just, purchased one myself, got it for, I don't know, just get it for my truck. I'll just, subscribe to Toyota and see what it does, see what our abilities are. And, I'm not going to compare it to a $6,000, Ultra S2, but can I go on and read live data and do what I need to do? That's what I would say. So Amazon notes they frequently return due to compatibility issues. So that may be, compatibility of somebody not reading the directions, where it's, designed to hook to your phone and, they're trying to hook it to their tablet or, some other device. Love me some Grillo's pickles. Thanks, man. Yeah. And, also too, I mean, you can, go online, look on marketplaces. So like somebody here just, talking about having a Snap-on brick, that is a fantastic OBD1 scan tool. It was an OBD2 as well, but for an OBD1 scan tool, the old red brick is pretty hard to beat. The New York State computer inspection update did not come through today, but I do know some people it did for, and their stuff is done. They've been, I think Opus's phone has been ringing off the hook today. The update did not come through our computer today. Let's see. Yeah, till you lose the keys. Yeah, don't lose K13 or K21 or K7. Holy smokes, why do I remember that crap? What truck do I not see? Like, what truck don't I work on a lot? The one I drive. I don't work on a lot of Toyotas. And that's simply, well, I think for a couple reasons, but I think the main reason is we don't have a Toyota dealer very close by. But you can probably guess which dealerships we do have close by. Let's see. Chevy Thunder. Go back to the days of points, carburetor, 12 meter, and time light. Well, I don't know if I like going back that far. I'd say if I had to go back and like draw the line, like I don't want to go back beyond this point. Let's stop at the throttle body. The GM 5.7 throttle body, primitive, insanely reliable, and ridiculous easy to work on. That was where I really started to shine as a mechanic growing up, starting out with, still a lot of carburetors coming in the shop, Motorcraft 2 barrels and, thermal quads and, feedback carburetors and stuff. They were just fizzling out. Throttle bodies were getting pretty popular, had the OTC Monitor 2000 scan tool when that baby came out. That was pretty awesome. Got that, the Snap-on Counselor 2. I remember setting that up with my dad in our kitchen, to check that out. And that was, that was a different time. That was pretty state of the art. Setting that up, looking at all this stuff, this was big money. My dad spent big money on that Counselor too. And, it was a Sun machine that Snap-on painted red and raked you over the coals to get. But that thing was pretty cool. We're talking, we get cars coming in, they've got this waste spark ignition and, crank sensors, and, there's a lot going on there, and being able to parade the cylinders across the screen and, hit the button and do a cylinder cutout. It was, that was cool. That was a cool machine, and still useful today, which is the neat part. Should have never gotten rid of it. But we had a neat thing on that tool, on that counselor tool. We had to detect misfire. So you want to detect which cylinder the misfire was on. We had a tool that looked, it was long like this, had a little wheel on the end of it, wire coming out the back. And you would put a ignition trigger, like let's say on the number 1 cylinder, and then you would run this tool on the belt, and it would measure belt speed, and it would synchronize with, what cylinder position it was. And then you would determine which cylinder was misfiring, which was pretty cool, because you're running on the belt, have it up on the screen, and you could pretty accurately determine which cylinder was, the low contribution. So yeah. We had little clamps that you would stick over, like if you were trying to time a 7.3 or an old 6.9, the old 420, I used to like to call them the old 420 cubic inch, international diesel. We had an optical, you would take a glow plug out, and you'd screw this down in a glow plug hole, and then it had an optical pickup that went over top of it, so you could see the combustion in the cylinder. And then these other clamps that you would clamp over the injection lines, and it would measure the pulses in the line, and you could accurately set the timing. It was some pretty primitive stuff, but it was super cool. And that time, we had some pretty state-of-the-art technology. So real neat stuff. Yeah. So yeah, that's some of the stuff I started working out with, but that I wouldn't want to go back much further than that. Chalking the time and mark. Yeah, used to have that big metal probe that would go down on those 6.3s or 7.3s and 6.9s that you stuck in the front of the timing cover, that timing probe, and your dad flip out because you hear that thing over there grinding on the front of the harmonic balancer, burning up the test equipment. And yeah, that was pretty cool. Let's see. No, I haven't tried that trim tool yet. I've got it over here in my pile of trim tools stuff. The non-marring steel, or the non-marring and steel. Yes. They're over there sitting in my box, ready to be used. A little mini tire spoon, I call it. Thank you for that. Yes, I did get a new AC machine. Wait, you don't want to talk about it, do you? Guess what? It's broke. It was broke the day I got it, so that's good. Fortunately, shout out to Mike at Professional Tools and Equipment to come out and fix it for me. I bought the brand new Molly. I bought their top of the line R134A machine. And of course it leaks. So I charged the system up. I lost about 3 pounds of refrigerant over a period of a week or so. However, I did a little diagnostic work on it, shut off the internal vessel, let it sit for another couple of days, lost a little bit of refrigerant as well. So that eliminated the leak to the tank purge valve Y area where the hoses come out. Called up Molly. It's been a little bit of a manufacturing issue with them. So I'm told they immediately sent a tank, like they overnighted it the next day to my repair guy. He came down, evacuated the refrigerant up, swapped the tank, and bada bing, bada boom. As a matter of fact, I just texted him today and let him know. I don't remember what the dates were exactly, but I put him in the text to him. At the Hoffman Equipment Repair. I says, hey, Mike, this is Eric from South Main Auto. Your guy came out 26 days ago to replace the internal tank and valves on my new AC machine. Just wanted to report back that he left. When he left, it had 9.17 pounds in it. And I checked it today, and it still has 9.17 pounds. Problem solved, and thanks for the great service. He said, you're welcome, and thanks for the diagnostic assistance. So, Yeah, so they do a great job. He's a cool dude. What I miss here. Thanks for taking time to make the content. I know it can't be easy. Oh, it's not too bad. It's a labor of love, I think they say. Isn't that what they say? Is that the cliche thing? Labor of love. So yeah, hopefully the Molly machine does not get a flying lesson like the Robinair did. I lost my mind, but you know what they say, everybody's got a breaking point, kid. Yeah, I've got a 1234 machine, a Robinair, which has also been quite expensive to own, mostly because of the oxygen sensors. They're $600-700 a whack. The boy's Sonata, my boy's Sonata is doing good. I had to put a starter in it the other day, so not a big deal. Pull the intake off, pop a starter in it. Robinair isn't what they used to be. What is what it used to be? And it's funny that you mentioned that, because I was sitting here eating. Mrs. O made dinner before she left, and her and Trinity took off. And I, just kind of reminisce sometimes, as we often do, about the good old days. Not so much the glory days, because that can get you off in the wrong path, but we would just say the good old days. The times have grown up. So I suppose you could call them glory days. And I was eating here by myself and just kind of reflecting on stuff, the day, things like that. And I was on the Insta, and I actually saved an Insta for us, for all you Gen Xers, because you'll understand. Let me go to my saved Instas. And every once in a while, it'll pop stuff up like this. Where are we at here? Mom, what was it like for you in the 90s? Let's start this one over. Oh, you know what's next. If Mama's cutting up hot dogs, there's some Kraft macaroni and cheese coming, or spaghetti, right? Oh my gosh, white bread. Look at them Corel plates. Am I right? There we go, spaghetti and green beans, baby. Tortilla chips and cheese food, we'll call it, from a bag. Hot dogs, tater tots, baked beans, shake and bake. It's shake and bake, and I helped. Who remembers that commercial? Watching this stuff almost makes me want to cry. Wonder Bread, fried bologna. Come on. If you don't know this stuff, we grew up in an entirely different tax bracket. Taco night. Who doesn't remember taco night? Come on, man. This is where it's at. Crushed up Doritos. Yeah. If you like I say, if you don't know anything that was going on in that video and you're a Gen Xer, we definitely grew up in a different tax bracket. If your mom didn't go to Kmart to get you Spalding pumps because you wanted Reebok pumps, then we were different kind of people. And then I found another Instagram here that I saved. And it's slightly inappropriate, but it says, well, we'll have to rate it PG here a little bit. We'll say life is like a ding dong. Sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down, but just know it's not going to stay hard forever. And sometimes that's the encouragement you need. And that's a fact. Oh, Jiffy Pop. I remember Jiffy Pop. Man, them things I caught on fire on a campfire. Yeah. Anyways. Spam. Never got much into the spam. Sloppy Joe. Now here, I'll tell you this about Sloppy Joe. Mrs. O has perfected the Sloppy Joe mix, but it's good. So you remember, if you get Sloppy Joe out of a can, the actual legit, Mamwich Sloppy Joe, it has a very distinct flavor to it. And I don't know, Vanessa and I were talking one time, about stuff we had growing up. And when my mom would make shit on a shingle, it was different than when her mom would make it. Her mom would make SOS, we'll call it. Her mom used ground beef and, white gravy. And then, of course, you toast Wonder Bread or Stroman's King white bread. and then you put it over top of it. Well, when my mom made it, it was, a white gravy, but we used cream chip beef. And that's what we always called shit on a shingle growing up. So we were discussing that, how her mom made it versus how my mom made it. Our moms cooked similar meals, and we grew up in similar household types. Our dads worked, so, our moms took care of the home and, made dinner, and, you were home at, 5:30 to eat dinner. We had a dinner time, everybody ate dinner at the table, much similar to, how we rear our children and our house is run today. But so it's interesting. Chip beef, the welfare meal. Yep. Like I say, so hamburger. So I want to see what did you guys do before we finish the story while we were discussing this? Did you guys have hamburger or chip beef? Because I don't know whose mom was more right, mine or Vanessa's. Was it when your mom made SOS? What was the meat of choice? I'm just kind of curious. Oh yeah, steakums, man. I forgot about steakums, manwich. White gravy and whatever protein was available. Oh, interesting to see the difference, from Wagyu beef. Yeah, right. Yeah, Wagyu beef. So yeah, chip beef, corned beef. There is some ground beef coming up in there. Hamburger. Yeah, so I don't know which one is technically correct. I guess we would have to ask the internet the origins of the SOS and where it came from and what was historically. This guy states that SOS in the Navy was chip beef only. I do believe it was, my mom would buy this stuff is salty, like prosciutto. We didn't have prosciutto on SOS, but I remember it being very salty, and I almost thought it came in a bag. I thought you bought the chipped beef in a bag or maybe in a can. I don't remember. Yeah, chipped beef in a jar. Yeah, I think I remember it. So I would actually have to ask my mom. Yeah, I thought it came in a pouch, right? Did it come in a pouch? But at any rate, we started talking about that because Vanessa and I were talking about, food as a child and eating. My mom would always get, cube steaks. I didn't realize cube steaks meant like, that's a really crappy cut of meat, and they run it through a cuber. And it wasn't until I was quite a bit older that I got older living on mom. Like, I am not going to buy cube steaks. Like, cube steaks are terrible. But I remember Vanessa and I processing some deer, and her dad has a cuber, from a butcher shop. And he's like, "Hey, you want to use my cuber?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not going to ruin my steaks." But I didn't realize if you took a good cut of venison and drop it through the cuber, it made a great steak. I just remember growing up, my mom making cube steaks. And of course, in our home growing up, when mom made steaks, we didn't have, we weren't eating prime rib and porterhouses and, strips and, T-bones and, you name any good cut. We weren't eating that. We were eating cube steaks. And that woman would cook them to death. I mean, if it wasn't well done, we weren't eating it. So that's why I never liked cube steaks. But at any rate, Vanessa and I were talking about the chip beef and different things. And I was like, "Oh man, what about sloppy joes?" And it's like, boy, I haven't had one of those since, high school. And then she found or has manufactured a sloppy joe recipe. We use ground venison. I'm not sure what else she puts with it, probably a closely guarded secret, but it's, green peppers, onions, things of that nature, cut up small, looks like manwich and tastes absolutely fantastic. It was like a blast from the past, dude. I ate, she did that on, some brioche rolls or something. Like, it was a little fancier than the white bread back in the day. And, I was like, it almost makes you cry. Like, when that flavor hits your mouth, you're like, I don't know what you did, but this is perfect. I just turned 11 years old again simply by eating this. And so, a lot of fond memories, wrapped around that, or not so much fond, but just, childhood memories growing up and eating specific things and, stuff that we had. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I grew up like, a lot of you guys did, casseroles, tuna noodle casserole, probably fish sticks. We had, fish sticks. Mom would make meatloaf. You didn't go out. I remember going out to eat. If you got to go out to Pizza Hut, I mean, that was a big deal. You didn't stop at McDonald's all the time. It wasn't fast food. You weren't ordering pizza. If we ordered a pizza, it came from Pudgy's. You'd get a Pudgy's, and usually it's if people were over. If you had company over, you get a pizza. You'd get a half a sheet pizza or something from Pudgy's. Or if you went out, you went to, you get to go to Pizza Hut, and it was always the same thing. You got what your parents ate. So we usually, fortunately, my dad liked the Super Supreme. Of course, then you only had the pan pizza, so you didn't have 100 choices. You got the salad bar and a Super Supreme pizza. And the good news is you got the pitcher of Pepsi. Got some name brand soda, old son. That's you dressed up when you went to the Pizza Hut. Yep, Pizza Hut. And I would remember you could almost swam to go to Pizza Hut if you had the book it. Who remembers doing book it? I don't remember reading much, but I remember getting some stars on my book it. I probably lied a little. I did. I'm not going to beat around the bush. I didn't read much, but I did have some book it. And then you got a free personal pan pizza when you were a little kid doing your book it, and you got another little star in your badge, and you had to live with the guilt of not ever having really read anything. Oh yeah, homemade chili, homemade goulash. Oh, there's one for you. Perhaps it's in our area only, but I remember my mom making goulash and would always put a little bit of sugar on it. Here's your goulash. Do you want some sugar on it? She'd sprinkle a little sugar on your goulash. Is that a thing? Yeah, I remember she would put a little goulash or a little sugar on the goulash. I don't know if you guys had goulash. Yeah, I do like goulash with corn, yeah. Must be a New York thing, huh? Oh, yeah, TV dinners. Yep. Oh, just parm for you. Yeah, brown sugar. Okay, interesting. Yep. To get rid of the acid. To me, that's kind of what I thought. And I don't know where my mom would have, got the idea to put sugar on goulash, but I do remember that often, she'd sprinkle a little sugar on your goulash. Yeah. Yeah, sugar does make everything better, doesn't it, Clive? Hungarian goulash, is that a sugar is a state? Yeah, it's America. Yeah, you put sugar on everything. Salt on watermelon. Thank you, Scott. My wife thinks I am a freak because I grew up putting salt on watermelon. Thank you. Gosh, I'm glad somebody said it without me saying it, because that was going to be my next question after the sugar on the goulash. Is we grew up in a family that puts salt on watermelon. And to this day, well, before I got the Rona and could actually stomach eating watermelon, I used to sprinkle a little bit of salt on the watermelon just because. Yeah, Clive, have you've never tried salt on your watermelon? I mean, that was, like I say, I thought it was normal. Yeah, okay. So I'm not okay. So let's Mrs. O she's the weird one then, because she thinks it's just absolutely asinine to put salt on watermelon. Oh, Big Clive bought a watermelon about an hour ago. Well, Clive, I expect to see that in a video where you cut it open and see what's inside. Salting your watermelon. Yeah. Yeah, go salt your watermelon. That's what people say around here. Pepper on strawberries? No way, man. Yeah, salt on apples. Definitely do salt on apples. Yes. Then please, Clive, draw us a diagram and show us how it works. I would be curious to know your take on salt on watermelon. Oh, pepper on cantaloupe? Are you serious? I've never tried that. I'm not a huge cantaloupe guy. Vanessa cuts it up in there, and for some reason, cantaloupe has always had a little bit of a garbage smell to me. If your garbage is just kind of festering, uh, if you will, in the kitchen, where you're like, man, somebody need to take out the garbage. I'm not talking stinky, dirty, nasty house. Just like you smell the garbage. For me, cantaloupe has a little bit of that undertone. And when I eat it, it seems to taste fine, but it's just that little bit of smell where cantaloupe smells slightly like rotting fruit. It's particularly a very ripe cantaloupe that tastes good. Yeah. Oh, I did. We did stop. Vanessa and I stopped. We were up at the local ski resort there, Swain. There's a small town that you go through there. There's the town of Canasarega on the way to Swain, if you're coming from the east and heading up that way. A really tiny town, Canasarega, and there's a really small. I don't even want to call it a diner. We'll call it a diner, small restaurant, kind of eclectic hipster, place, which is kind of bizarre given the demographics of that small town because it's very similar to ours. Very blue collar town, and this is a very, hippie type place. We'll call it. I think it was called the Pot Shop, and I don't think they had weed or anything there, but I think it was a pot for a pot of soup, and they do soup and sandwiches. I'm like, we'll go check it out. I'm a bit of a snob with food, even though we're talking about manwiches, shit on a shingle and, fried bologna. But they had this tomato bisque and this 4-cheese panini that was just, I didn't expect much. My expectations were low. It was absolutely fantastic. I mean, fantastic. Right down to the consistency of the bisque. It had some pickled red onions on it, which I thought was kind of bizarre. It's kind of weird how this is, and maybe a couple little flecks of shallots, and I don't remember what else was in it, but it was unbelievably good. Almost to the point I don't want to go back to the restaurant because I don't want it to ruin my image of this restaurant there. I believe it was called the Pot Shop. I could be wrong on that. There's only a blinky light downtown, so you'll find it. But if you're ever in that area, in the Canasarega area, I would encourage you to go there. They also had some mixed drinks and stuff, and I do like some mint, like a mint chocolate chip ice cream. And I'm talking maybe like once a year. And of course, nearing St. Patty's Day, they had some specials there, and there was a cream to mint shake, so to speak. And I almost didn't even really look to see what the ingredients and stuff were in or what they put in it. And I know it had some cream to mint, and I don't remember what else. I expected it to be like sickeningly sweet and like, I regret buying this, and I'm eating the crappy soup, and panini's nothing more than a grilled cheese sandwich. It was perfect. I mean, I have nothing negative. I couldn't say anything negative about it if I want. I mean, it was just extremely well done. The interior of the place is pretty eclectic, as far as the decor and stuff. And the lady that was, running it was pretty normal. A lady that you would expect to see in running a place like this. And the girl that was cooking, I mean, it was, just two people running it, a mother and a daughter. I don't know who's the owner. They were not the owners. But if you're around here and you like good food, I would recommend trying it. Now, I don't recall what Vanessa had because I was so just like, I just can't believe. And because generally speaking in our area, there is not good food beyond the palate of a diner. So take that as you will. And I was pleasantly surprised. And like I say, I am apprehensive to go back because I don't want to ruin my image of the place. Yeah. Anyways. What I got here? Well, what do you say, huh? Oh, well, thanks, Dan. You didn't leave any comment there or anything. Appreciate that. Maybe I'll use that to go back to the pot shop. Maybe they do have weed there. I don't know. I don't think so. It didn't smell like reefer in there, unlike the rest of New York, where everything smells like reefer. Every car you pull in. Whiskey, rye, scotch, or rum. You're not going to like me. I prefer like a 30 or 40-year-old port. To be honest with you, I'm not a heavy drinker. If I drink beer, I'm going to drink a Guinness or a Yingling. Lately, I've been having a Guinness, so pretty low alcohol content, pretty light beer. But I prefer like after dinner, if I'm going to have a drink, I'm usually going to drink some Sanderman port, 30 or 40-year-old port or a sherry. I know that's not super tough guy stuff, but that's what I like. I'm not a super heavy liquor drinker. So everywhere smells like smokable resin. Yeah, that's true. It smells like the devil's lettuce, Yo, what up, MD Lee? Man, you have got to be the oldest subscriber on the South Main Auto channel. Back in the probably single digits days, am I right? Yeah. That's why the food was so good, because we're all hee hee ha ha. No, we weren't all smoked up. IPA, I do like some IPAs once in a while, but man, they usually just wreck my world. They're, like I said, I usually drink some pretty light duty stuff. Port and sherry, that's the magic of sugarcane. Yeah, I do. I just like a good port. I don't know what it is about it, but good little glass of port and we're off to the races. Yep. Guinness is a light beer. I think it's a big misconception. Vanessa, she enjoys ports and stouts as well, but she won't drink Guinness because it's a girl's beer. It is a very light beer. It's a very low alcohol content. Granted, it is jet black. It looks heavy, but most people say, "Oh gosh, Guinness, I can stand a spoon up in it." It's like, no, it's not like Chick Ultra Light, but it's not a heavy beer. It's quite a light beer. I mean, you can drink a lot of Guinness, if you will. Yeah. It's about 4.5%. I don't know. Maybe I'm an idiot. Maybe I'm not a beer connoisseur, so I don't know if you call it a light beer, but I would consider it. The mouthfeel, taste, and how it sits in your stomach seems like a light beer to me. Calorie wise, I don't know because I don't count calories. So, oh, thanks, Ken. Appreciate it. Oh, first super chat. Boop, boop. They have a drink called. What's Big Clive saying? I love Big Clive. You ever watch the show? The guy's amazing, genius. We have a drink called Buckfast here that is wine with extra sugar alcohol and caffeine. We call it Wreck the Hoos Juice. Well, Guinness is coffee for me. Growing up, we had Boone's Farm. I remember that. We drank Boone's Farm and whatever else you could get for damn near free. That was, $3 bottle wine. Low percentage, but not calories, low calories. Yeah. So Boone's Farm. Yeah. Boone's Farm was the way to go in high school. Oh, you're drinking a Guinness right now. There you go, Big Clive. It's not heavy. Am I right? Yeah. Boone's Farm. And I don't know, girls in that time, what were the girls drinking at the parties when you go to your high school parties out on the back roads? Zima. I think that was the drink of choice. Zima, Boone's Farm, and wine coolers. Oh my gosh, could you imagine drinking that stuff nowadays? I don't even know if they still make Zima, wine coolers, or Boone's Farm. I'm sure there is equivalents, if you will. Guinness is not light. Oh. Well, to me it is. It seems light. Arbor Mist. Oh, wild Irish Rose. Ugh. Yeah, Zima was nasty, but hey. Oh, hey, thanks, Bill. Welcome to the early access. Don't have any new videos out right now. Yeah. Oh, Mad Dog 20. Yeah, the old MD 2020, baby. Oh, my goodness. Anyways, we probably get off that subject. This guy's 2010 Ridge has miss on 6. Exhaust valve is mushroomed outward towards the piston area. Half the valve is gone. Thoughts on a valve failure? Yeah, I mean, more than likely, it's not. I mean, that's not uncommon on those to have a valve failure, especially on the Hondas with the valve pause system. I'm not an expert, obviously, but I think exhaust valve failures, and people can go on here and correct me if I'm wrong. I likely am, because I don't look into it much more than just what I know. I think exhaust failure often stems from the valve not seating properly, from carbon buildup or whatever. And then, of course, if the valve can't seat, the valve can't cool, then it overheats, and then the SHTF, or the sugar hits the fan, as they say, and then, well, the rest is history. Probably once you pull the head off, you'll know more. That would be my assumption, but I think that's what causes the majority of exhaust failures. Again, though, I am not a machinist, and I don't have a ton of experience in that area, but that would be my assumption. Just its inability to cool and then quickly overheat and then quickly fail after that. That would be my guess. Oh, thanks, Greg, man. Hey, I appreciate it. Glad that you love the channel. It's awesome, dude. We got another guy signed up for some early access action. Oh, hey, thanks, Clive. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, I don't know what to do. People are talking about what to do with, with the 1 million subscriber. And I think I was saying, what do other folks do? Guess I haven't planned anything. So we'll see what's up. Black ice. Oof. I hate black ice, man. Anyways. Maybe I'll do exactly what Clyde did. What did Clyde do? Oh, he did absolutely nothing. I don't know. I don't know what to do. Like I said, I don't put a lot of stock in it. So give away an Escalade. Yeah. You almost can't give them away here. That would be doing somebody a disservice. Hey, here you go. Here's a General Motors with active fuel management. Good luck. Extra camshafts in a glove box. Anyway, we won't pick on General Motors. Show the gold plate on, put it back in its box. Yeah, I think I have my silver. I don't know where it is. It's at home, I think, sitting on top of my printer, buried underneath some books. Anyways. Yeah, with a free AFM delete. Yeah, I don't know. What else we got? Do a face reveal. There, you just got it. I should have done it a long time ago. Hard to find a good, clean auto channel. And you do things the right way. Well, most of the time, Bill, if we're doing stuff on camera, we try to do it the right way, the best we can. Win a day at SMA with me, you would not want that. Most people couldn't handle that. Plus, honestly, my day is often pretty boring. It's fixing a few cars, flirting with my wife, eating lunch, trying to get out of doing work, that kind of stuff. The Sentra, that's in for the alternator. Alternator went bad. We talked about that earlier in the live stream here. I wouldn't have any sources for finding rear backing plates any more than any of you will, because my resources are simply the internet. Nothing secret at repair shops for getting stuff. Oh, gotcha. You can handle me. If you held a flashlight for your dad and you survived, you could hang out here. We all know that. Oh, you think the banter is what matters, Clive? Is that what it is? I think that's what makes your channel great too. Plus your very calm, cherub-like demeanor that you have. I think that's what makes Big Clive just so fun to watch. I'm like, I don't know zippy zap what this guy's talking about. But I watch it and I just get mesmerized. He draws me in with his very calm voice as we look at the different components. That's my best Big Clive impersonation I can do. Sorry, Clive. Sorry you had to live through that. Ooh, you held many flashlights for your dad. Whew. Yeah. If you grew up holding a flashlight for your dad, you know. You just know. I know what your childhood was probably like, or at least some parts of it. I won't do it. Never mind. Yeah, Big Clive is the Bob Ross of soldering and electronics. Yes. Oh, geez. My flashlight of choice is a head torch. The classic head torch from across the pond. Hi, buddy. Been enjoying your YouTube videos for a while. Enjoy the talent. And it seems like you know everything. Oh, no, I don't know everything, Bob. Not even the tip of the iceberg, dude. The Honky Tonk is an ASE master out of Nebraska. Appreciates all the diagnostic you pass on. Always room to learn. There's always room to learn, man. I hope I never quit learning. I'll be honest with you. I enjoy learning new things. When I watch you chase the crusties with I might just pretend I know what you're talking about. That's like me watching Big Clive. I'm like, oh yeah, I know exactly what's next. Big Clive's going to poke something and then enhance a great big picture and then draw us a diagram. And at the end of it, I'm like, oh, that's how a personal massager works. Yeah. Yeah. Holding the old flashlight. Yeah. I remember your dad probably said the same thing. My dad used to say, can you see that okay? Good, because I can't. Now hold the flashlight. And then there's other things we can't fill in the blank there. But you know, if you know, you know. Oh, yeah. Pumping the brakes for your dad. Is it down? Push it down. Down, let up. Pump it up. Down, up. That's what Mrs. O was doing today. I had to put a brake master cylinder on a Ford Escape. I don't remember what year, 18, 17, 16, something like that. Oh, you get the same learning different stuff from Eric. Oh, well, thanks, Clive. 10 South Main Auto gift memberships. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. How does somebody redeem your gift memberships? Oh, that is something that I am. Oh, received a gift by membership. Oh, well, that's very generous of you, Greg. That is a nice blessing to others. So, I won't repeat that one, Clive. It's auto and random. Oh, that's I didn't know that. So everybody give Greg a big thanks for doing that. That's a very generous gift. And now the people are inside the club. You're going to get them hooked, Greg. It's like giving them a little bit of drugs. Now they're going to want more after the membership's up. Ooh. Well played, sir. Well played. How do you gift? Start a poll. Let me see. Am I able to do that on my end? Super chat, super stickers. I don't know how a lot of this works. I'm sorry to be ignorant. I'm not sure if I have the ability. Sent 5 gifts. So you guys have the ability to give gifts. I cannot. I can give a super sticker or a super chat. I can click the heart thing over here and make little hearts go up. I don't know what that does. Click the dollar below the chat. That's what I did. I click on the dollar thing and it says super chat, make your message stand out. Buy and send. I can send a super chat to myself. That would be kind of redundant. I don't know. I'll have to figure that out, because if I could give the gift of the membership, that's pretty sweet. Okay. How do you decide what to torque and what to? I like to do this now because this drives people to torque. You can do air quotes with one your claw hand, like what to torque. I think that's fun, and I like to do that now instead of like this. You just give her one of these. It's going to start a new trend. What to torque and what to torque? Well, I don't know if I can actually answer that question out loud, because you know that I torque everything off camera. And that's the truth. Let me think how to answer that question. I bought your Mr. Wiggles borescope camera, and I love it. Show it off. And one of my coworkers bought one the day himself. Oh, that's cool. That is, Mr. Wiggles is a great, fantastic borescope. My friend that works at that's very generous of you guys giving the gift of memberships. That is a very generous gift. I would rather see folks who want to donate to my channel. I would rather see that than super chats. I don't know how it works out monetarily. I don't care, but I would rather see somebody receive a gift than you guys give me something. That's why I was seeing if I could do it on my end, because then I would just give it back to the folks here. But I'll figure that out perhaps before the next one. Oh, I see. Oh, no, I don't. I've got too many things going. What the hell were we just talking about? I get too off track. Somebody remind me. Goodness gracious. Well, you guys are super generous. Oh, about torquing. Yes. Well, you guys are super generous, and I appreciate you. If you're going to give a gift, I would rather see the gift of membership. So thank you for doing that. But back to how to torque. Yeah, I hear you, Clive. It's like sensory overload. But how to torque and what to torque, I would say this. Common sense teaches me what to torque and what not to torque. Obviously, if I'm doing, intake manifold, cylinder head bolts, usually depends on accessibility of exhaust manifolds, rod bearings, main bearings, absolutely critical stuff, hub assemblies. I don't know. I honestly do torque a lot of stuff, brake caliper brackets, and I torque a lot. I know I do joke about it a lot on the line. If I'm putting on an alternator and stuff like that, I'm probably going to, torque it. So I would say it's a case by case basis. I don't have a set of rules like, I never torque, belt tensioner bolts, but I always torque lug nuts, which we always hand torque all of our wheels in the shop. We always torque them. But you can rest assured that everything is torqued off camera. So I don't have a blanket answer for your question. I need to go get some more water. I got the cotton mouth, like I have been smoking the reefer, but I haven't been. Otherwise, we'd be sitting here going, yeah. Oh, for the ice cream fun. Oh, thanks, Snafu. Stand by. Let me go get some water. You guys do your thing, okay? Woo! Yeah, you guys are awesome. I'm so happy that you guys are able to do that. I had no idea that was a thing for the rando. I maybe if I sign into a different YouTube account, I can give. Well, I don't know. I don't know if I sign in with the Erico account or how that works. Get some water, as they say downstate. Water. I call it water. Sometimes it's hard to understand me. It's probably because I mumble. Oh yeah, I saw the recall on the GM ground strap. What's that? Like 7 years too late. Give me a break. At least they're doing something about it. But nothing like waiting until all of them are fixed before you get the recall. Forget about it. Yep. Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. The Theta 2, Theta, that's a Greek word, isn't it? Theta, that's the Hyundai engine. Do we see them? Yeah, I mean, you see them on occasion. I have a child that has one, and isn't the Theta 2, isn't that still used in modern Kias? Isn't that still the Theta series? Joe Pesci, forget about it. Forget about it. Let's see. Yeah, I thought it was still used today, but I could be wrong. Yeah, Hyundai Kia is same manufacturer. Hyundai Kia, same car, same everything. Oh wow, Sam, that's a little over the top, dude. Yeah, appreciate it, man. Thank you, and same to you, pal. Yeah, God bless you and your family as well. That's extremely generous. Extremely generous. I don't know what to say, man. Yeah. Wow. Anyways, do I do extended warranty work? I'm going to give you the short answer to that. Not anymore. Those companies are a pain in the kids. Cover your ears. Got your ears covered? Those companies are a pain in the ass. And no, that's just my short. Unless I'm good friends with you, I don't even bother. It's not worth it. I mean, Eric, it's okay. Gifted some subs as requested. Oh, I'm not trying to make you do it, man. Here's what it says. Thanks for your knowledge. Just wanted to say I've been a WV. Oh, he means wagon Volks mechanic for 15 years, and he's learned a lot from my videos. How can you learn a lot from me if you're a Volkswagen mechanic? He worked on almost just as rusted up junk. Okay, so yeah, rusty junk is rusty junk. It doesn't matter what's on the label on the front of that hood. I would have to agree with that. So, but yeah, thanks for giving those guys the gifts of subscriptions. That's pretty generous. That's cool. They're all in the club now. We're all in a secret club, an elite club of memberships. Yeah, West Virginia is now VW. Works on West Virginia cars. Oh, is that what he meant? Let me go back here. I've been a West Virginia mechanic. I thought he meant a Volkswagen mechanic. Sorry. Here's this guy. He's a special kind of guy, isn't he? Let's see. Let's see. You want to talk about the dozer? My bulldozer? Yeah, so the Case 450. So I'm still working on that, trying to get her done. And just got a few things to do. Actually, I called the Case dealer this morning. I do not do ADOS calibrations as you're thinking I do. Full ADOS calibrations, full capabilities. There's several calibrations that can be done without a lot of equipment. Those I will do. Some of them that require, I don't know all their correct terminologies, static alignments, and then dynamic where you're driving and it takes calculations and you get out and, follow service data and, tweak a screw to move a screw on, the front radar for adaptive cruise. There are certain bits of ADOS calibrations I do, but not all. I don't have the physical footprint to justify it and to cover it. So I guess the short answer is no. But yeah, I called Case this morning because My dozer has a power shift transmission in it, and the transmission, and being a power shift torque converter driven transmission, it utilizes a separate fluid from the hydraulic system. And I called Case over at Monroe Tractor in Campbell, and I called him at 8:00 this morning, I think it was. I don't know. I can check my call history here, and I can tell you when I called them because I ended up calling a couple times. Let's see here. Oh, I called from that phone. I was like, "What? It's not on here," because I asked them to call back my phone here, but I never received a call back. So I called them there this morning, looking to obtain the fluid for the transmission and torque converter, and then also get the fluid for the hydraulics, and then the appropriate filters for those, because I have to pull the hydraulic pump off the front of the engine, and the suction line coming out of the hydraulic tank doesn't have a shutoff valve, so I know I'm going to lose a lot of fluid. And I figure, well, if I'm draining the tank down, let's do the filter and do the fluid and fix the seal in the pump and all that stuff. But some girl from there texted me around noon or so, just sent me a random picture of an exploded view of the hydraulic tank, and I text back. I'm like, well, is this, is there a question, or is there something I'm supposed to look at here? And then then that was it. Nothing but crickets. And I think that was when was that? I mean, that had to be around lunchtime or so. That was at 2:34 this afternoon. I got, the pictures. I can't show you because it has this girl's phone number on here, but just pictures of an exploded view of the back half of the transmission. So I don't know. Oh, hey, Keith. I didn't even know you're in here, bro. Send a membership. Oh, that's nice of you. Oh, why do throwout bearings make noise without the clutch pedal pressed down, but goes away when you push it down? Pulls out clutch in a Hyundai. I would imagine because, and that's often the case. If you have a throwout bearing that's chattering or noisy, it is omnipresent, sir. I know you are, Keith. You're like a creep. You're always there, lurking in the background. I would say I assume that it's because the bearing's starting to get noisy and it has very little pressure on it. And, it's just sitting there, just lightly rattling around, so to speak. And then as soon as you put a little pressure on it, I assume, that extra pressure on the bearing either changes the frequency of the sound coming out of that bearing. But I would say this, a throwout bearing that is getting noisy, it is not unusual for it to be noisy when your foot is off from the clutch pedal, when the clutch is engaged. And then when you go to disengage the clutch, the bearing oftentimes is quieter, or the noise that is audibly loud changes drastically when you push on the clutch. Not 100% sure why, but that is not unusual. Wow, Keith, that's pretty cool, man. Thoughts on fluid film and wool wax, etc. Oh, have you not been watching our channel forever? I put that on everything. Wool wax, New Hampshire oil coating, surface shield, fluid film, rust check, fill in the blank, add any one of those products in there, and you get the thumbs up from me. Huge difference. Just a huge difference in your video. If you live in the Northeast, you better be doing something, man. 3 memberships for the third day of the week. For third day. Gosh, this thing keeps flipping on me here. 3 memberships for third day of the week, of course. It's the third day of the week. I don't know what that means, Keith. Yeah, say no to rubberized undercoating. Used to have a great video on that until the company came after me with their big shot lawyers. You know how that goes. I did not realize that there's a company that's unspoken that I'm not allowed to say their name according to their big shot lawyers, because they have it trademarked, so much so that I can't even rhyme a name with it or tell you where the facility is located in Rochester, New York, that does spray rubberized undercoating. That is a very old company that has been around for a very long time. that is a complete scam and will completely destroy your vehicle. They did not like my video that had 5 million views exposing their stuff. And many of you can type it into the comment sections, and I can't get in trouble, but I'm not allowed to say the name out loud without their big shot lawyers sending me cease and desist papers again. And yes, I do see the name. I think I'm allowed to look at it, and I do see it down there, but it is the worst company I've ever seen. And I think it should be 100% illegal for them to do what they do to cars in the Northeast. Because if you put that crap on your car, it will 100% destroy your vehicle. The stuff is horrible. It is a horrible, horrible, horrible product in the Northeast. It is awful. And why can't they have that company and use a freaking legit product? Back in the day, their product was good. They used cavity wax. They used whatever it was that was similar to, wool wax and stuff. And then they switched to the black asphalt undercoating, and it is garbage. It is garbage. I've seen so many customers become a victim of that place, and it's devastating. It is absolutely devastating what that stuff will do to your car. It is, you do it once in your life and you will never do it again. It is the fastest way to piss away however much money you spend on that car. It will reduce the life of that car by half, like 100%. You used to get 10 years out of it. That sucker's done in 5, guaranteed. I mean, it is awful product. How much would it cost to have someone fix the wearing issue in both the front tires on an 08 F250? I assume replace everything just as a possible, everything versus just a possible ball joint. Do I need a loan? Mr. Tweaky, first of all, weird name, kind of funny, but how to say what's causing your front tires to wear. I mean, short of seeing the vehicle, it's a solid front axle truck, has adjustable camber on it. Of course, adjustable toe in. I don't, short of seeing it, I wouldn't know what's causing your wear issue. I fix a lot of, wait a minute, what year was that, old Tweaky? Let me go back there. On an 08, 08 F250. I mean, I would take it somewheres and, have them do a proper alignment on it, but you have to also do a proper shakedown on the front end. That vehicle, I would recommend checking tie rod ends, drag link with it sitting stationary on the ground. Have somebody wiggle the wheel lightly. Look at those tie rod ends, the upper and lower tie rod end over there on the right side. Look at the drag link. We've got a drag link that's shifting all around on there. And then put on an alignment machine and see, how is this thing sitting? Is it wearing tires because I'm buying, tires from the Dollar General and they're just wearing out because they're junk, or is it wearing out because there's an alignment issue? So hopefully that helps you along there, Mr. Tweaky. Any suggestions on removing an immobilizer on an 07 Tundra? That I do not know. I am not familiar with their immobilizer system. I don't know if it's anything that if there's any custom, software companies that can remove that, or if there's anything available on the internet. I would do some Googling to see. I don't know if Keith is still out here in the comments. He may know more about that. Well, I mean, he does know more about that stuff than I do. If we're being perfectly honest, I don't know if it's HP Tuner can get rid of that, or you can send, I don't even know what ECU in that would be responsible for the immobilizer without doing some checking. Yes, I see some of you have discovered the name of the unspeakable place that I'm not allowed to speak of, which I think is just asinine, because nothing that I said was untrue in the video that I had up, and they gave me the option of removing their name from the video each time that it was spoken, and had timestamps and all that. Oh, hey, look, we're big and scary. We're coming at you. Well, whatever, dude. At the end of the day, I don't have to go through and do all that, nor do I have the time. I don't even know if the video is, the video is obviously has been, selected to private. But it's just, I was given examples. I was showing examples. Like, here's the video. Here's my customer's 2009 Chevrolet, brand new, bought it in the summer. From the dealership to the said place that is the unspeakable place, had it coated, and then took it back every year to get their guarantee, their warranty, and have it resprayed every single year with layer upon layer upon layer of black asphalt undercoating. The truck made it to 55,000 miles, and it was toast. Frame broke clean in half. Huge sheets of just, and I showed in the video, just like, stick a fork in it, lady, because it's done. The truck was done. It was junk. It was absolutely garbage. And they don't like that publicity because I had proof, I had paperwork, and there's nothing you could do about it. And that's what it is. And it wasn't just my opinion. It's freaking legit, man. I can show you, like if I get a car that comes in with that stuff on it, I don't even like working on it, because it is junk and it will mask problems. You go to put on like, oh, this car looks great. Right? It's like, because they just cover up their problems. So it's a disaster. Oh, so Keith is down in the comments trying to talk to the guy who's, about the Tundra. So look, Tundra guy, if you're down there, look for the New Level Auto. It's the one there with the blue writing. He's extremely knowledgeable, trust me. Remnants of the electronic rust preventer scams, yes. So Clive is familiar with the, as I like to call them, the blinky box. So when you go to the local dealership here, one of the ways they screw you after they get done raking you over the coals with the Scotch Guard treatment and the ceramic coating. And then if you're stupid enough to buy the aftermarket extended warranty that covers unlimited, limited, everything, which equates to nothing ultimately, then they like to get you with the Rustivator package, which includes a small box that draws about 4 or 5 milliamps that has 2 blinking LEDs on it that protects your vehicle from rust, guaranteed. The unlimited limited guaranteed though. So they charge you, I don't know, $1,200-$1,300 for that. And it's literally a black blinky box of LEDs that is stuck to your inner fender with a piece of double-sided tape, and it cost you over $1,000. But like I say, if you signed up for the Scotch Guard and the ceramic coating and your aftermarket warranty, they already got you on the hook. So why not buy the blinky box? And those are, that's just, car dealers are just savage, absolutely savage. I think I owe you more for the super vague question on outer tire wear. Outer tire wear. On outer tire wear. So things I would be thinking of on outer tire wear. Just a minute here. Getting a 2-post for my garage soon. Concrete is good enough for 10K. Should I get an ALI certified? Yes. Get an ALI certified lift. Do not go on Temu and buy your lift. Spend a little bit extra, because in my experience, 3,000 pounds or 6,000 pounds falling on your face sucks. I haven't experienced it yet, but I've imagined it. 2012 Colorado 29172 Rich, non-flex fuel, no other coach, replaced the MAF with OEM, didn't fix it. Chevy dealer had it 7 days, couldn't figure it out. Minus 28 on a long-term fuel trims. EVAP ruled out. O2's working. Let me save that one here real quick. And just a minute here. I got too many things going on, son. I'll have to think about that. So the outer tire wear, Mr. Tweaky, what I would think of their outer tire wear. So we're looking at toe in if we have outer tire wear. So that's, toe in, where's the outside, toe out, where's the inside. I would consider that. I would think of that. I would question the alignment shop that I would go to and say, how new is your equipment? When's the last time it was updated? And when is the last time you had your machine calibrated? If they get offended at those questions or cannot answer them, go to a different alignment shop. That would be my answer to that. Also, positive camber, albeit would have to be excessive to have outer tire wear could be a factor in that as well. So getting a good alignment reading could answer your questions. The other thing you'll see with shoulder wear inside or outside, usually both, is lack of rotation. On a Ford twin I-beam, we wouldn't even be talking. And I think an 08 is still a solid axle. I said twin I-beam, and I don't even recall the last time I seen one of those. But those would be my thoughts there, Mr. Tweaky. And I like to come back and look at your comment because I like to say Mr. Tweaky. Oh, gosh. Hopefully that answers a little bit of your question for you. And then in regards to the Colorado, the 2012, and this guy ticked all the boxes, so I know he knows. What I like to do, South Carolina Slaughter, almost as cool as Mr. Tweaky, is think what would cause rich fuel trims, and then look at that. So non-flex fuel, he mentioned that because I would say, have you checked your flex fuel counter and seen what the vehicle thinks is the alcohol count for the vehicle? Because alcohol runs at like 10 to 1, and gasoline is around 15 to 1. And if it thinks it has alcohol in it, then bada bing, bada boom. Replace the mass airflow with OEM and didn't fix it. So that's something to think about. And over-reporting mass airflow will cause it to run rich. He says minus 28 on the fuel trim and ruled out evap. So the evap is the other, let's say you have a purge stuck open, big player in saying, hey, I'm running rich. But then generally speaking, as the evap canister is depleted, you go from a rich condition to a lean condition. So one thing I think of that I see a lot, and I'm sure this has been visited, the majority of time when I get General Motors in that are running rich, and this is more often than not, and I don't know if this is the case or helpful to you, is it has aftermarket injectors in it. I'll go through, I'll check the evap. Do I have a purge problem? I'll check the PCV system. Am I pulling crankcase gases? Is that where where is this extra fuel source coming from? So I think of PCV, I think of evap, I think of mass airflow. I'll look at stuff in generic OBD2. I'm going to look at intake air temp sensor. I'm going to look at baro. I'm going to look at manifold pressure. I'm going to look at fuel pressure. Is my fuel pressure regulator, crapped out and this thing's sitting there at 90 PSI and creating a rich condition? I'm going to look, where is the fuel pressure regulator reset? Where is the fuel pressure regulator located? Is it vacuum driven? Am I sucking fuel through a pressure regulator? I don't think that's the case on that. If it's a returnless system, is a regulator in the tank, is that crap making my pressure high? Again, aftermarket injectors. Come on, guys, help me out here. Fill in the blanks on rich stuff. Oftentimes I find myself making a list and checking it twice. Gonna find out why it's richer lean. So he says 50 PSI idling. What about, I haven't been down here looking at the, as this scrolls by there, South Carolina Slaughter, I didn't look if it has aftermarket injectors in it. Now, you can have timing issues. A guy did write, if I unplug the reverse lockout solenoid and it still doesn't go in, is it internal to the transmission, 6-speed accurate, going after about, oh gosh, Elvoro Moral, I wouldn't know without looking that up, to be honest with you, what role the reverse lockout solenoid plays in that. I am not sure. And I'm sorry that you had to spend money to get an answer like that. That's why I don't encourage people to spend too much money there without looking it up. So I apologize for not having a great answer for you, dude. It would be something I would have to look up. OEM injectors. Not so guy wrote not enough air will make it run rich. If it was a carbureted engine, that would be true. This has a mass airflow, so it measures, air density coming in, whether it's low or high. Usually it's accurate reading. Yeah, so a guy wrote here, reset the adaptives, try, which, if you reset the adaptives, if his fuel trims are going back that negative, they're going to go again. A lying O2 sensor certainly would be the case. You could unplug the MAF and, run a substituted value and see if your fuel trims change. 5.5 grams a second at idle. Oh, that's way over reporting, dude. I would expect that around 3 to maybe 4.5, somewhere around there. Now you can get an over reporting mass airflow due to a timing issue. Ivan and myself, way back when, the twisted camshaft video, I had something similar to that where there was different fuel trims per bank due to a timing issue. And that's because one bank was receiving the correct data from the mass airflow and the other one wasn't. That's a very simple way to put it. I guess I would have to give this a lot of thought. I really wish I could see that vehicle I wish I could see that vehicle just to kind of look at it and see, if it would, I would say if that thing is up near 6 grams per second at idle, I mean, that is highly over reporting. I would be inclined to unplug the mass airflow, let it use a substituted value and see where your fuel trims fall there. Now, if it doesn't go in a closed loop and it won't populate the fuel trims, that's not much of a test, but perhaps you can tell by looking at your downstream O2, is that thing stuck at, stuck pig rich, 900 millivolts, or is it, kind of running, around that, 500 to 600 millivolt range. And I'm assuming you don't have timing codes in it. Those engines were not very fault tolerant for timing issues. If they were off, 9 or 10 degrees of crank rotation, so 4.5 to 5 degrees of cam rotation, generally speaking, I thought those engines set codes for cam crank correlation. They were infamous for timing issues. Don't remember running across that to generate fuel trim issues. So, but I never had, of course, here in the People's Republic of New York, our light can't be on, so we're forced to fix the lights. I don't know if you can run, with your light on in your state. This guy's FJ Cruiser blew an air fuel ratio sensor heater fuse, replace the fuse, check continuity on sensors, heater tested okay, getting a 420 and a 430. It sounds like two different problems, Joe. I assume you put the new fuse in it and it functions. That's what I would do if you checked. I wouldn't have done a continuity test. I would have done a resistance check across the heater, see where they're at, on air fuel ratio sensors. Usually they're quite low. And if they seem good, I would put the fuse back in it, and then I would command the heaters on, see what the current draw is from them. There's probably a lot more to this story, Joe, and it's difficult to put it here. But now you're getting a 420 and a 430. Usually if you have a good working AFR and your downstream O2 sensors are good and healthy and there's no exhaust leaks, it's 420s and 430s are usually pretty cut and dry. Usually, we'll say with air quotes. Mentor me on, Mentor put me on your videos and I've been loving them. Do you have any cheaper, lesser known tool brands you use and recommend? Oh yeah, man. If you watch our videos long enough, you'll see I am an advocate of various, I don't want to say like no name tools, but not tool truck tools. I'm not a huge, what do I want to say? I don't sit here and stroke Snap-on. A lot of guys are like, oh, snap on Milwaukee or you're a dirtbag. Do not, buddy. I don't know you. I don't know what you're doing. Do not fall into the trap of Snap-on and Mac and Matco and Cornwell and Milwaukee and just getting all that. You got to get on the tool truck, man. Don't do it. If you need financing to help you along in your journey, get personal financing. Either go to a private lender if I do some private lending to individuals, or go to a bank. Set up a deal with somebody if you can. I don't know how they do things where you're from, but yeah, get your own personal financing if you have to get it. It would be my suggestion to not to. But if you're doing it, you're getting started, you're going, do not bury yourself in debt. Okay, I'll check that out. South Cal Slaughter. A ton of stuff gets buried on the Insta. I will try to find that. I appreciate that. But young man, do not get yourself in debt. Astro Tools. Love them. I can't say enough about them, and their tools are affordable, and they have a lot of great tools, and they freaking take care of you. Like, I break stuff. Like, I got a video coming out. We're doing some rear bushings in the back of a 2021 Cherokee. I had a forcing screw in my ball joint press that has been just literally beat to piss for years, and it's fine. I'm like, I'm done putting the ball on the thing back in the end of it. Send them a message. Well, all right, we'll send you another one. I'm like, do you need a picture? No, I believe you. Like, okay. I broke this spark plug socket the other day. I just broke the magnet in it. I don't know what I did. The last one of these I broke is because I had it on an impact and I was doing something stupid. But this one here, I broke the magnet in. Call them up. They're like, oh, that's pretty bizarre. We have less than a 0.1% failure rate on these. And I'm like, leave it up to me to break it. No big deal. They're just sending me a new one. Is it as convenient as walking out onto the Snap-on truck? Almost. It's not highly inconvenient to send a quick email, take a picture. We're all carrying these stupid things in our pockets. So, take a picture, send it in, bada bing, bada boom. Icon for the sake of argument. Icon, all my ratchets that I use on the daily. Icon, Astro, Snap-on, Astro, Icon, to Mac, Snap-on. Probably not good examples here. Icon. You want to know how many Icon ratchets I broke? I can tell you. 1. And you know why? Because I was being stupid. And what I did is I was checking the rear diff on a truck, and like an idiot, you're not supposed to use the ratchet. Well, there's a specific reason for that. You see the little ball on there? If you only stick this in a socket, so it's just about on the tip here, where you're holding this thing in a diff on a 3/8 square, and you go to pull on it, and it's not in all the way, you will break the anvil. I don't care if it's Snap-on, Mac, Cornwell, you fill in the blank, you stick that in halfway, and you pull on this thing for all your might, it's going to break. And that's what it did. It sheared off. But you know what? I drove to Harbor Freight. The guy says, give me that one. He gave me the new one. It was that simple. Sockets. Got some Icons. I've got Astros. I've got Thexton. I've got Astros. Astro Goliath. Extensions. Astro wheel nuts. Sockets. I mean, I've got a medley of tools. I wish somebody told me when I was younger to stay off that damn tool truck. Do I like my Mac toolbox? Love it. Could I have bought a bigger Icon toolbox? Well, not then, because they didn't make it back then. I bought this back when side cabinets were $800 a piece. So if that tells you how long I've had it, that's how long I've had it. Now, I went and bought Josh a brand new Icon toolbox. I bought him his last toolbox. I bought him a US General. Great toolbox. Josh used that for a lot of years. He outgrew it. So I went down and bought him the equivalent Icon toolbox of this, top, bottom, and the hutch, or the cabinet that goes way at the top. That thing's got a power port drawer, USBs in the front, 120 volt plugs in the front. I don't know what I paid for that. I think I bought it. It was like $5,000 or $6,000 I paid for that thing for him. But if I had bought that for him in the equivalent of a Mac or a Snap-on, it would have been 12 grand or probably way more. I don't know the fact on that, but I am very impressed with that toolbox. It is it is as good as what I use, and this is Mac. And you know, these things are good. They're decent. These are decent boxes. You know what shit on them is they're drawer pulls. You know, these things here, they're freaking plastic, dude. They're plastic. They break. They're flimsy. The chrome peels off them. It looks like crap. I'm not a tool polisher. I don't keep my toolbox clean like I used to. But if I was, you know, Josh, he keeps his box clean. He wipes it down, probably twice a week, and he's a very grateful and a thankful boy. And I don't call him a boy, he's a man. But you know, he's just very grateful, and he's a very good employee. And if he decides to leave and go work somewhere else, he takes that toolbox with him. I gave it to him as a gift, not as guilt. He deserves it. And I was just here, Josh, you need a new toolbox. Here's a new toolbox. I buy him tools on occasion. And yeah, I mean, it's just how it is. So that would be my advice to you. I know that was a very long-winded thing on mentoring and which tool brands to buy. Do a little bit of research, but do not take it to the stupid level. And please don't get stuck on that tool truck or get sucked into that payment because it's easy. Do not do it because it's easy. You know what, kid? Life ain't easy. If you got to get your own financing, get your own financing. Trust me. The 20-year-old you or the 40-year-old you will thank the 20-year-old you later on in life. And I don't care what the mass hats that you work with say when they're wearing their Snap-on jacket and this and that. They got the Snap-on sticker on their truck, on their, you know, Denali with their 10-speed that's, you know, broke down that they're making a $1,700 a month payment on because you got an Icon toolbox or you got Thexton sockets or, you know, you got SK wrenches or whatever the case may be. Just tell them to piss off because it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. If you're outskilling him, if the stuff that's between your ears, which is the most valuable thing that you can own, is better than his, then who cares? This toolbox has never made me one nickel in my life. It's vanity, dude. It's this stuff is vanity, is what it is. I could put all this stuff in a milk crate and still do my job. So you got me all wound up, kid. So anyhow, that's my advice to you. But yeah, it is all vanity. I mean, it's all, you know, it's all PP swinging contest is what it is, you know, and I'm not embarrassed to say that I fell subject to that, you know, grew up, my dad, I remember when my dad got his first Snap-on toolbox, and it was used. I remember when my dad bought a used Snap-on toolbox, big double bank toolbox. I remember that toolbox, you know, just a classic, you know, Snap-on red, you know, just, wow, you know, man, my dad has a Snap-on toolbox. I mean, that was bragging rights for me as a kid because my dad had a Snap-on toolbox, you know, and this thing, I couldn't reach the top drawer in, you know, big deal. You know, and guys I worked with, you know, in the shop, they had, you know, the Mac Tools Maximizer and, you know, this is the Tech 1000. And, you know, it's like, oh gosh, you know, I got to get the bigger box, you know, we got them out, we got them swinging, we flop them on the table, tape measures are out, you know, here that is. And it's the stupidest thing you can do. So, yeah, it's like a fashion brand for mechanics. It's like what Clive wrote there. And it's, you know, I don't know. And I don't know. I probably shouldn't be saying what I'm saying because as somebody wrote, some people take a lot of pride in their tools. I don't know. I don't know. I probably have a different outlook on life. And at the end of the day, when it's all over, this shit's getting sold for $5 a bucket at the auction. So does it really matter? I don't know. If it's what you like to do, then by all means do it. Go on a Snap-on truck, go broke, go let your hair down and let her out, dude. So I'm probably a little out of line for standing on a soapbox about that, because I do know guys who have nice setups and stuff, and take pride in, in their vehicle and their tools and, what their lawn looks like. And I don't know. I probably have a skewed or different outlook on life, because when it's all over, you're in the same 6-foot hole as everybody else. It's all rust and dust and malls. And that's just the cold, hard truth. I don't know. I think there's a lot more to that, than we're talking about. I don't know. At the end of it all, use your finances wisely. If you can afford that, and that is what you choose to spend your money on, then by all means do it. If you're deciding, do I pay my electric bill? Do I buy food for my kids? Or do I pay the effing Snap-on man? Feed your kids and pay your electric bill, and buy tools of lesser quality, if you will. And I think that is the stigma that I have stuck in my head, is the people that I see buying Snap-on, and I say Snap-on as a blanket term for tools that are unaffordable to the average Joe. I see the guys doing that simply because they have a pulse, and that is what it takes to get credit on the Snap-on truck. I've showed it before. This is the test device that they have for credit. It's a mirror. Oh, it fogged up. Guess what? You're approved for credit. That's the test they use to see if you're eligible for credit. Unfortunately, most people that step on the truck pass that test. So the stigma I have that surrounds my thoughts are the majority of people that are buying the stuff can't afford it. And that is a very wide brush that I'm painting with, because I know people that can't afford it and that elect to do it, and good for them, because that's fine. And there's nothing wrong with it. And I don't know what's going on in the comments here. Maybe people are really jumping on me about it, but I see those people that do it time and time again, and then they burn out, and then they're just a slave to the lender. And that's just the way it is. And it sucks. And I hate seeing the people like that. They're miserable. They're bitchy. They're just filthy all the time. They're wearing their Snap-on jacket and just grinding endlessly for years and years and years, and just never, there is no light at the end of that tunnel. Anyways, I'm sorry to go off. I'm off the soapbox. We'll change the subject. You can agree to disagree. You can fill in the blanks down in the bottom. But I know if you were in a shop, if you're in an independent shop, or if you're in a dealership, you know the type, you've seen the type, you've seen those guys. We know those guys. And it's the same story. And it cannot be demographically to my area only. You've seen it, you know it. Yeah. So he agrees to agree. And it's just sad, man. I hate seeing people come in this industry and just getting sucked into that. And when Josh worked here and he went off to college, so Josh came here. I said, before you go to college, you need to come work for me, because I don't want you to piss your life away. And B, I want you to have a little bit of experience before you go to college. Sorry, Clive, it's not just you with the rants. People get me wound up. I told Josh, before you go to college, come work with me. And I told him, I said, when you go to college, do not get on that stupid Snap-on truck. I said, take advantage of their 50% off their tools. Use your allotted money to buy the tools, do not buy a toolbox from them. So he was the kid at school with the U.S. General toolbox. And he's also the kid that came out of school with zero debt. So, and his buddies came out with $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, $10,000 toolboxes with a handful of Snap-on tools in them and a whole bunch of debt. So he's light years ahead of his peers. Yes, an apprenticeship is better than college alone. Absolutely. And I'm not doing this to throw shade at Snap-on. Like I say, I should use the word tool truck vendors, as a blanket statement. So, I don't know. Yeah, Keith. Now repo tools. The repo tools are great, and I do have my Snap-on Vantage over there that I got from Keith from his Snap-on dealer down there in Staten Island. Don't remember the circumstances. Had several of them. Got it on a smoking deal. Screwdrivers. Oh, Wera. If I'm going to buy a brand new screwdriver, I'm getting Wera screwdrivers. I have Mac sitting over here like, don't buy Mac. You're an a-hole. I've had these since I was a kid. Mac, Snap-on, Wera, and Vessel, and Top Tool. Those are the brand screwdrivers I have. I enjoy them all. I would have to say Snap-on screwdrivers are the softest screwdrivers I've ever owned. They do wear out extremely quickly. They do seem to bite good, but as soon as the newness wears off, they don't bite as well. Mac screwdrivers, so-so. The Wera screwdrivers and Vessels are, they're top notch. Marketplace, Craigslist, great place to buy tools. Keep your eyes open on there. You can get some great deals in some cases because you get the guy, but be careful. Because if that mother lover owes money on that box, they will come and repo it and take it from you. Gets kind of messy. People get a lot of broken bones and stuff over that deal. So if you're buying a toolbox and it seems too good to be true and it is a tool truck brand, get proof of ownership. And before you purchase it, find out if it is able to be repoed from you. It would be my suggestion to call the local Snap-on dealer in that area. It's going to take you about 5 seconds if you have good social skills, you're a good people reader, look around this guy's place, talk to this ding dong, and within about 5 minutes, you're going to find out if he owns that toolbox or not, and then make your decision as to what you do next. I've answered that question about the Ultra S2, Keith, and it is to be determined. So far, I absolutely enjoy it. And I will probably have a better detailed answer to that question weeks from now. I hate making a gut shot or a shot from the hip assessment of how I like a tool when it's still too new to me. But so far, so good. Yep. Anyways. Bale Tools has the right idea. Oh, is that girl on YouTube there? She got more plastic in her than a modern Chevrolet. I'll tell you what. Let's see. Yeah, texting. Oh gosh, how long have we been up on this joint? Oh my goodness, 2 hours. Do we keep going? Do we just? It's oh my gosh, it's 8. Well, we'll give it a few more minutes. You guys got me all pumped up. How did me and Josh hook up? Well, I was like, hey boy. No, it wasn't like that. How did me and Josh hook up? What we did is I worked on his parents' vehicles and some of his family friends. And he had Josh was a homeschool boy. He's a Canadian. And not that any of that matters. I'm just spitting facts. But I worked on his parents' vehicles. And he expressed some interest as a young man, just, graduating from homeschooling. finishing his curriculum there, expressed some interest in the trades as all his brothers did as well. And they all took different routes of different trades and stuff. And he expressed the possibility of wanting to become an auto mechanic. So knowing him, knowing his family, knowing his upbringing and his family values, I figured it was best to bring him on and allow him to experience that prior to spending money on college, because, well, just because I hate to see somebody just take a wrong turn, and not that you can't change careers later on, but if he's going to graduate and then he's going to, take a, year of absence and then go to college, and a couple of years go by and you go in with, zippy zap experience. And then you get out of school and go out in the real world, and now you're working on rust and dust and like, oh, this is nothing like college. This sucks. Well, guess what? There's 3-4 years of your life they're gone, and you come to find out like this sucks. So I brought him along to put him in the trenches. Say, gosh, this is what it's like working in the wintertime. Salt, rust, water, everything's dripping on you. It sucks. It's not, glitz and glamour and new cars. And, if you're going to be working for an independent, this is what it's going to look like. You're not exposed to every aspect of it, but, here's kind of the pace in the shop. Here's what we do. Do you still seem, after a year, so later that he worked here, does this seem like something you want to do? Make your decision. And if it is, then yeah, by all means, go to college, get an education, let them teach you what you can, apply what you know. And then when you're done, if you want to come back, there'll be a spot here for you. And that's what he elected to do. So that is the semi-short answer of how I hooked up with Josh. Go mobile, save lives. Of course. But yeah, it's not all rainbow and ponies, man. It's yeah. Next thing you know, you're 40. So yeah, that's how we did it. Thanks, Mr. Tweaky. Mr. Tweaky. I got to get something to name him Mr. Tweaky. Maybe we can name a pair of players. We need to name something Mr. Tweaky, because we got Mr. Wiggles. We got Roger, the bench grinder. Yeah, I mean, Mr. Tweaky seems like we need to name something. Yeah, next thing you know, you're 61. Spent $2 for a question. Oh, I don't see it, Keith. There is only one up at the top. Say it again. Mr. Tweaky. I don't think these aren't big enough to be Mr. Tweaky. Hose clamp players. Yeah, my shop kitty's still around. She's in there sleeping. Who will be the next Hannah? Oh, I don't know. Yeah, Miss Hannah and Marie, they're off living their own lives, grown up, families, married, all that stuff. I'm not going to disclose real names because I don't want all the internet weirdos stalking them, or what state they live in or may not live in, or which country they're in. So, but just rest assured they're doing well. Oh yeah. Who could be the, I don't know, Keith, but I'll tell you what, my daughter came in today. It was hilarious. She came in. Yeah. Thanks, old son. She came in and had straightened her hair. Now my daughter is 15 years old and has the curliest hair ever. And she has it extremely curly hair, very curly hair. So she came in with Vanessa today, and I literally couldn't stop laughing. And I was trying not to laugh. I had to hug her and tell her I loved her and that she looked beautiful. But it was like, I told Vanessa, I said, like, this would be the equivalent of me shaving and me walking in and you seeing me completely shaved, which none of my kids have ever seen me shaved. I was like, that's the equivalent. Here comes Trinity with, pin straight hair. And it was just kind of funny. I would take a picture, but there is a lot of internet weirdos out there. And I just don't want my daughter, on the internet. She's at that teenage years, and she's a very beautiful girl, and looks beyond her years of age. So, but there's enough nut jobs out there, but you know her, Keith, so you knew what you can kind of imagine what she would look like with super straight hair. It was alarming, to say the least. Cute, but alarming. Yeah, exactly. Yep, that's right. Swapped in the grease and bolts for blood and bones. The blood, the guts, and the beer. Yeah, as a nurse. Mr. Tweaky. Oh, gosh. Mr. Tweaky. You know Mr. Tweaky's coming in. He's coming in. Mr. Tweaky. You're not supposed to roll them. They're not fruit roll-ups. Oh, never mind. Pocket screwdriver. I don't know. I think when the moment is right and I pick up the tool and it will be on camera, we will deem the said tool Mr. Tweaky. Yeah. I wish humans had OBD2 ports, right? Yeah, Mr. Tweak. Oh, we have we got the judge. Plus, I think the judge need to rewrite the name on the judge. It's starting to wear off. We use it too much. This is what I call the hokey pokey tool. We do the hokey pokey, and we fail your truck for inspection. That's what it's all about. Hey, that's what I sing when I'm bashing holes through your frame of your rot box. The mini snap-on pry bar. Yes, sir. That is the mini snap-on pry bar. If you want to DIY that yourself, you simply take your generic everyday screwdriver, pocket screwdriver, handy tool, stick it in the vise and put a little tweak on it. That'll be the handiest little tool you ever had in your pocket. Does it deserve the name Mr. Tweaky? I think not. And if you're super creative, you take your pocket screwdriver and you cut a groove in it just about like that. I don't know if you can see it. And that will aid you in putting on the rubber bands on your braces, because that's what I made this one for. Get in there and put on your rubber bands, because I didn't realize at that moment that they made actual tools to put on your rubber bands. So I got my rubber bands from the dentist. I had to do the thing to get your teeth to line up. And I got here, and when you got meat nuggets for fingers and you're trying to finger your teeth, and I just took a pocket screwdriver, made it, put them on without even looking. If you got a AliExpress, yeah, I tell you what, these pocket screwdriver, I have various angles of bent ends. I mean, I've got half a dozen or so of them here hanging up on my bottom. Oh, there's even more over there. Various sides of bends and tweaks. If you sit there and struggle with connectors, these 99-cent screwdrivers are a lifesaver, in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, that's people always touch your nose to their face after a handshake. You sure about that, Keith? Did you know you can't swallow 5 times in a row? Everybody stop, take a minute, and try to swallow 5 times in a row. I'll wait. Most of you didn't know that, right? You can't lick your elbow either. But yeah, without a drink, see if you can swallow 5 times in a row. I don't know as if you can. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm the only one that doesn't. 6. If you're drinking a beer, you can. Eat a saltine in 30 seconds. Oh, I got some saltines in there. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I that's all I could eat the other day, man. Dude, something got in my guts, and boy, it messed me up. So next time you stake Mr. Itchy's hands, just remember there might have been. Anyways, shake. Let's see. I can't do 3. See, exactly. Yeah, Mr. Tweaky, that could be the 5 foot. But we don't break out the pry bar enough. the torque test channel's #1 is Mr. Tweaky. I will pass that information along to him. I have his contact information. Man, my eyes are getting a little cross-eyed here. Let me run out and start my truck so it can warm up and dilute my oil and kill the environment and all that crap, and it'll heat up faster if I drive it. I don't care. Oh yeah, Toyota Thunder. Get the yeah. I'm out there washing down my pistons and cleaning out my cylinder walls and I don't know, whatever other myth the people from Florida surround us with when they say, don't warm up your engine. I say, move to the Northeast, you ding dong. About day 2, you're going to be like, screw it. I don't care if it washes out my cylinders. Yep. I'll let that sucker run till it shuts off in 45 minutes and we'll go out and start it again. No, I won't let it go that time, but, one last time. What is your wire cutter crimper tool? Oh, I don't think I'm allowed to say it out loud because we were up on a soapbox for so long. They're both Snap-on. If you're wondering, this one is. I almost feel embarrassed. Sitting here playing with a little slinky thing here. These are both Snap-on. There are cheaper alternatives. I used to have a knockoff one. Actually, it's over there. Maybe I gave it to somebody. There are alternatives to these. I don't know if Icon makes this style yet. Why is the camera so sucky tonight? I'm going to have to probably invest. It's supposed to be a 4K camera. I don't know. But, yeah. Oh, okay. Icon makes the same ones. Yeah, then go get the Icon ones. Don't waste your money on the Snap-on ones. I did clean the lens, man. We've already wiped it off. I used a dirty rag once, and then I used a semi-clean. We got a semi-dirty napkin here. Send the camera to Clive for a tear down analysis. That's what we should do. A little bit of spray away. All right, everybody, close your eyes. It's only going to hurt for a second. You're going to feel a little pinch. Had the sound effects. Not any better. I've had it for a while. It is a Depth Stack 4K. Same company that makes Mr. Wiggles, oddly enough, makes that camera. I don't think it's any better, but... sorry, Clive. I told you to close your eyes. Light white balance is off. I know I've got to look. There's probably software for it. I just plugged in. It's probably using a generic driver on my 1960s Delk PC that's stuck up here next to my tape player. That gives you an idea of what decade I'm in. Yeah, Napa glass cleaner. Yeah, the spray away. That's great stuff. Smells like an old man, but it's great stuff. My eye. Let me unplug that light. I can turn off that light. Did that fix it? This whole time, Clive, you knew the answer? Is that better? Oh. Bingos. That's funny. That's the light in my toolbox. It makes it all. Clive, you're a genius. 2 hours, 23 minutes, and 32 seconds into it, and you come up with the answer. No, it's not an 8-track player. It's a cassette deck with compact disc changer. 2 hours later. That's freaking hilarious. All we had to do is reach up here with Mr. Tweaky and unhook that. A little bit of cardboard above the camera. Oh, let me see if we can plug it in. We're going to use, I'm going to try to shield it with this, but I'm not so sure this is going to work great. Let's see. Oh, wow, look at that. We could just, this is their waterproof paper. You can write outside in the rain. But yeah, if I think Big Clive is right. As usual, as he often is, we will take a piece of cardboard and gently stick it above the camera here. And I will draw you a diagram of how I'm going to do that. Sorry, Clive. I impersonate you way more than what you know when I'm tearing something apart and I want to sound intelligent. But at any rate, we just fixed that.
That was easy.
That was easy. That's awesome. Let's see. If you got an 18 Pacifica and the driver's door not locking or unlocking, I would start with a scan tool because you got a driver's door module, and I would see if it communicates. And then if it does, I would look at your problem, lady. I want to see you impersonate me, Big Clive. Hey, good night, guy. And then I would check, I would probably look at a diagram, see where the lock actuator is, see what powers it, see where it gets its command from. I'm assuming driver door. Did this thing stop doing the focusy crap? Big Clive, if you was here, I'd hug you. I think you fixed the whole thing. I think it just did a little focus thing, but I'm still giving you all the credit. Yeah, I would do, yeah, like I say, I would see where the actuator is, theory and operation on it. You know, standard procedure for that type of function. Is the actuator built into the latch? What's it take to control it? Does the, power and ground to lock and unlock it? Usually it's 2 wires, the reverse polarity. Does that come from the driver door module? If it does, driver door module communicates. Does it see the input from the switches when looking at scan data? If it does, now the door panel's coming off and I'm checking for power ground to the actuator itself. But I would do as much as I could prior to, prior to taking the door panel off. I would do as much driver seat diagnosis as I could. I might be seen wearing the brim of your baseball cap. Don't wear it backwards. And please, man, that makes me look bald. I got a thick head of hair, so don't worry about it. Big Clive, if you wear a hat, do not wear it like the children nowadays with their flat brim and their wides on their trucks and their Terragraps driving to the mall. Put a little curve in that brim, Clive. You'll get more respect. Where do I recommend getting an Alltel's scan tool renewal? I would get it if it was a US Alltel. I would get it from AESWave.com. AESWave.com would be my main supplier for scan tool subscriptions, scopes, accessories, anything to do with automotive diagnostics. You cannot go wrong there. You can call, you can talk to a human. They're based in California and they are insanely knowledgeable. That's what I would say. Always a Kerberin. Thank you, Clive. Oh yeah, no problem. Bull 666 dog. I don't know if that's helpful to you, but that would be my approach in the shop. The data sickness says your videos have changed me. Working on my cars, I yelled that no mercy reversey. That in all fairness is neutral drop is where the no mercy reversey comes from. On a difficult nutter bolt seems to help. Thanks for all your videos and your wisdom. Hey, no problem, data sickness. If you ever need help getting a bolt out, spray a little penetrating oil on it. It's not going to help, but it'll give you courage to pull a little bit harder. That's all I can tell you there. I'm looking forward to that review, Big Clive. The $7 skin tool from AliExpress. That should be good. I mean, I would be upset if it wasn't. Yes, hammers always make things fit. Yeah, always give the bolts a little spritz and then go right to the no mercy reversey. I've tried the cran trick with limited success, never revisited it again. I don't know if it's a true Northeast thing. Yeah, heat and vibration. That's what you need at the end of the day. Heat it, beat it. Dink it and sink it. Who knows what that's from? The original saying, and don't look it up. Dink it and sink it. Uh-oh, that's my boy. Let me tell him I'll call him right back. I'll call you right back. Rhett and Link said dink it and sink it on Good Mythical Morning. Yeah, air hammer vibrations. You will break stuff loose more with a vibrator, like an air hammer, and a little bit of heat than you will with any penetrating oil, hands down. And if you're working in a shop and working in the real world, you don't have time for penetrating oil to penetrate if it had the ability to actually penetrate. I mean, you're working on rust and crust. This thing looks like it came off the freaking ocean floor. Let's be honest. You spray that whole damn can on there. It is not working its way down those threads in any amount of realistic time to benefit you. That's what I would say. But the air hammer and spray it with a little oxygen and acetylene. There you go. That's it. That's your answer. Oh, what became of the red Jeep? Well, Keith, it is at Wilbert's. It's probably made into new Jeeps at this point. It met its doom of teenage boys is what happened. Once they learned the no mercy reversey, how to give it the rocking horses, and how to rip donuts with that thing. That was it. Something went through the radiator again, and then that 4.0 just would not go anymore. It lived a good life. And its last few days were pretty epic. And it's no longer with us. I know it was a gem. I almost feel bad, Keith. I almost feel bad. Almost. It was worth every penny, dude. It was worth every penny. And I am glad I purchased it and had a lot of good times. Rest in peace, Jeep. Vanessa wouldn't ride in it anymore. I don't know if I told you about that, Keith, but it was several winters ago. She has a lot of faith in me and my driving abilities, and we were up ripping around on the property and going down some logging roads, and I'm hauling ass. I mean, I'm going way too fast for, where we were going, and come around a corner and this tree come out in front of me, as they often do. So this tree snuck out just a little bit, dude. It just clipped that side, smacked the mirror off her side, took the fender. I mean, it just like boom, it was gone instantly. And I would, but she's not home quite yet. And she, of course, it freaked her out because that's the only time she's been with me when I've actually ever hit something going Mach 90 through the woods. Where trees are like this. She usually trusts me. No seatbelts. Bam, she comes on. Bam, she slaps me. I was like, oh, that was just barely a scratch. And we get out, the whole freaking fender's peeled off this thing. Mirror smashed into the door. I thought it was coming through the window, but at any rate, we get heading back home, and I'm coming off the hill, and you head off the hill and you come down, and it hits a flat for about, maybe 50 yards across my yard. It comes up to another bank, and it comes up on the driveway. And I think Gavin was in the back at that point. I don't remember. I know Vanessa was in the front. And, of course, we're pushing back the bankings with the snowplow. And, so I got her banked up pretty good by the edge of the driveway. And this is a pretty good jump without a snowbank. And I was like, oh, this will be perfect. I'll come off the hill and I'll put the pedal to the plastic. We'll freaking launch this thing. We'll hit the snowbank, and that, that we'll have that little bit of a slowdown. And then the light came on when I was, I don't know, probably 3/4 away up the incline. That is no longer a fluffy snowbank. That is a solid freaking ice bank. And it just added about an extra 2 to 3 feet of elevation to the already, 7 foot high, 45-degree slope. Needless to say, the old WJ came off that thing, and we just about went ass over teacup there. And that front end came down. Boom, into the driveway. Her head came up, blam, into the headliner, boom, into the dash. And then we hit the ground, and she was not super thrilled with that. Dude, I'm laughing so hard I can't breathe. And I thought it was epic. I'm like, that was awesome. If she had her seatbelt on, it would have been better. But yeah, she got bounced around pretty good there. And didn't trust my driving for a small period of time afterward. Great jump. Wasn't executed as it didn't go off as it went off in my mind. A lot of things in my childhood ended up like that, where in my mind, this plan was going to work out a whole lot better than it did. I thought it was pretty epic, but the old head into the headliner. Why do you think they call it a headliner? That's what it was there for. It slowed you down. That was awesome. She didn't think it was super. I wasn't pissed, she still loves me and we still do things together. But gosh, it was so great. She'll tell you about it. She probably hit me again. But no, my wife is a trooper. She is a trooper. She'll do anything with us. When it comes to doing stupid stuff, somebody's got to call 911. So she's always there when we're doing stupid stuff, except she wasn't there the day before. And I don't know if I've said this or not, but the day before my oldest son was born, we rolled a Suzuki Samurai. And I may have told that story before, but she wasn't there that day. But that was the closest near death. Like you just did some real stupid shit, dude. Experience that I've had. And I'll get her version of the story for you. So, stupid. It was stupid. The day we rolled the Samurai, that was a close one. I don't want to say I almost didn't get there to see my first son born, but it was like, you probably shouldn't do that. And, yep. And that was, rolled that thing end for end and crushed the roof right down to the top of the seats. That was a pretty good one. My buddy Mike did that. I was driving. It really blew my mind what he did that day. Had a lot of faith in that guy. Still do. He's probably still one of the few people I would drive with at high speed enduro type back road racing. Him and myself would take turns driving. A lot of faith in each other. But we launched that thing off about a 30-foot embankment and just no planning. And then the next day, I won't give you the whole detail, but anyhow, we survive, we get out, and the next day, Vanessa goes into labor, and I didn't tell her that night. Like, it was a pretty bad rollover, and the top of my shoulder was pretty bust up. Had some cuts from crawling. We had to crawl out the back of the vehicle because everything was smashed right down to the top of the seats. Well, we end up getting out the back, things upside down, pissing gas. It was pretty bad situation. Middle of nowhere, no help. We get out anyhow. We're in there. Vanessa's in labor. First kid, trying to, a whole new experience and stuff. And I'm hurting, man. I'm in rough shape. She's holding my arm and, she's pulling on my arm, and dude, it's like, I'm tearing up, man. I'm in pain, but she's also pushing a child out with no medication, no nothing. she just raw dogging it, man. We went to the hospital to have a kid and, go home. So I cannot complain. I can't say, honey, you're hurting my arm, when I look down there and I see what's going on down south. It doesn't compare. So you keep your mouth shut. And that's exactly what I did. And I didn't tell her for several days later. And at that point, she still had no sympathy whatsoever. But I remember that day not being able to say anything, not because, she would be mad at me because we rolled it over, but if I was like, oh, my arm hurts, I was just in a car accident. Oh, I'm just having a baby. So you just stood there and took it. And in comparison, I'd rather have the car wreck than go through what she was doing, even though it went relatively smooth. But no nerve blocker, no nothing. Just that girl was a trooper. 3 kids, raw dog. I saw the first one, saw what the doctor did, tried to convince her to let me deliver the next 2. She wasn't having it. I took a birthing class. I knew all the lingo, knew what the tools were, and I knew the amount of pressure you could put on the suction cup based off the gauge. It's complicated, but I felt that I could do it until an emergency hit. But yeah, anyhow. 20 years this year. I've been married for 20 years. Yeah. Push. Oh man, you guys are old school viewers if you know that one. That was Mrs. O hates to push. That's why I do it, because I'm a husband and I'm annoying. And if you can get their goat, get it. Get it. The suction cups and tongs, doctors are overrated. Yeah, suction cups. So they did have a suction cup apparatus that apparently they would utilize, so when you go to a birthing class, they teach you everything from taco, which means time, amount, color, and odor. So when the woman's water breaks, that is part of your job, is to observe the time it happened, the amount, the color, and the odor of the discharge, because it's all useful information as to what could be happening inside a mom. But at any rate, they show you the tools and teach, what's an episiotomy, and, if we have to go in for a C-section, what does that look like? And, so you take a birthing class the first time around, and then, got to the portion of the tools, and they have a tool that goes in that literally suction cups to the top of the child's head. And then it has a heart monitor that looks like a corkscrew that screws into the top of the child's head. And then on the suction cup, as that is on the child's head, there's a pulling apparatus. There's a cable, which also has a strain gauge on it that basically went from green to yellow to red. And then I assume past red, you end up with just the head. That's probably sick. I shouldn't have said that. But, just looking at this, I remember looking at the tool like, are you serious? Like, is this legit? Are you guys messing with me? Do you really, stick that on there and have a cable attached to it with a wire going in? We screw this into the head so we can keep track of the heartbeat, but we're looking at this. I mean, come on. I've helped deliver some calves, and yeah, we've used to come along and balance twine. But when it comes to delivering a human, I didn't know that was a thing. Apparently it is. Fortunately for my kids' sake and for Vanessa's sake, we never got to utilize that tool. But then, of course, they had the salad tongs and everything else to go in there. Yeah, ICON's coming out with one. How do we get on this subject? But we were just talking about the various tools. At any rate, probably ought to wrap it up here. Thanks, Erico, for the content. It's helped me out, improve my diagnostic capabilities drastically. Can't thank you enough for helping me improve my income. Oh, that's great, Roro. I'm glad it has helped you make a better paycheck. It started about the Jeep, yeah. So that's that. That's, yeah, the skull squasher. That's what I was thinking. The suction cup with a strain gauge and a heart monitor. Yeah. Weird stuff, man. It's weird stuff those doctors have. And I'm like, first of all, who came up with this? And second of all, where did we learn the tolerance of too much? Right? Think about it. At some point you figure out that's too much. And I don't want to go off in the weeds with this, but those are things that keep me up at night. One of my favorite things is finding I helped someone launch a technical career. Heck yeah, Clive. It is encouraging to see that people get, I think it's all just fixing cars and smart ass remarks, but when it is helpful, it is encouraging. It's and I'm sure Clive would agree as he just spoke that it is one of his favorite things, and he spelled favorite with a U, as I'm sure he spells color with a U as well. His favorite thing is to find out that what he does is helpful, or what he does has helped somebody launch, themselves in a technical career. And I would say it is also encouraging to hear that and get those comments and see that, whether it's on the Insta, the Facebook, the YouTubes, to see that someone is genuinely grateful. And I don't mean that by saying, oh, here's $10. I'm super thankful, but just to say thanks, hey, look, this has made me a better person, or this has made me a better mechanic because of, what I saw you do. And I could reciprocate that in the same sense that YouTube has made me a better mechanic. Many of you have made me a better mechanic. And that is 100% the truth. I'm not sitting here blowing smoke up your hiney to make you feel good, but it's a give and take. I give, she takes. It's a quote from The Office. But it is a give and take. Just as, we can sit here and, we're talking to the South Carolina Slaughter about his rich codes here. And I'm like, all right, guys, come on, and, help me out. People in the comments, we're all here helping each other. Yeah. There's some trash, there's some joking and, some grab ass going on and whatever you want to call it. But yeah, you complete me. Michael Scott, dude, I like that. Got it. Back to reality. A little Eminem right there. But it is a give and take, and I see us as a big community, honestly, and a lot of it that's what it is. You guys have taught me a tremendous amount, I feel more than I would have ever learned sitting here on the back roads of Avoca, New York, by myself. Local training events, manuals, basic internet stuff. The amount of knowledge that is available at people's disposal today is unbelievable. And I am grateful to live in this era of free knowledge. And that's what, true, Clive. And I'm grateful to live it in this era where we can, you want to know, look it up. Boom. We're all instant experts. We get on here. Boom. Get on here. I know more than you do because the internet told me so. And with that, I say trust, but verify, the facts. If you're on here spitting facts, trust, but verify. We live in a great time and a great age where we can all learn stuff very easily, where we can have a mentorship or an apprenticeship that is nearly virtual. You're there doing real work. You're learning from me. I'm learning from Clive. Clive's learning from whoever he learns from. I learned from Keith over at New Level. I learned from Ivan. I learned from others. And then in a different part of my life, I am an average. That is also true. An avid archer. I love archery. I live for archery. I work on cars because I have to, but I live for archery. I absolutely love archery and the sport of archery. So I can say that I have become the archer that I am today, or the bowman that I am today, because of YouTube. 100%. That is 100% a fact. The stuff I've learned, the stuff I know, my big jump and leap into it, and how I progressed as a bow mechanic is mostly based off from YouTube and what I've learned, watching guys who are just legendary, not just the showboaters that are out there with their flat brims and their wides and, all their Matthews crap, but guys who are legit, Olympian shooters. You think of somebody like Paige Pierce, John Dudley, some of the, the big heavy hitters in the industry that are calm, cool, and not just out there to show like, oh, I got big muscles, tattoos, white teeth, and wear a flat brim and, shoot this Matthews and, use ultra view arrows, Well, I won't go off way in the weeds there, but what I'm saying is you pick the people that want to mentor you if you're a good people picker person, and you can weed through the crap pretty good and see what they're basing their claims off from. You watch guys like Levi Morgan, they're just absolutely legendary. They're humble, they're calm in their approach, and they just put out facts. Tim Gillingham, just a fantastic seasoned veteran shooter. Nathan Brooks. You can just go on and just list all the names of guys who are just absolutely awesome. Cooper French, PSE. I've met some great guys in the industry that I am fond of, probably as you guys feel some about me, or if as guys feel about Big Clive. So I guess I kind of know what that feels like, to feel, humbled and grateful for the mentorship that I've got for free. And half the people that I mentioned don't even know that I am grateful for their teachings. I'm sure they don't, because I've never met but maybe two of them in real life. And at that, I know what it's like to be on this end of the screen and be, surrounded by people. If you go somewhere, anyways, we'll leave it at that. I guess I'm just saying I understand what you're saying, and I'm glad that it's helpful, and I'm glad that it can help you progress in your walk of life, whatever that may be. For me, it's archery and cars, and for you, it's automotive and whatever else it is you do. So I understand, I get it. But yeah, I think we should wrap it up. Longest live stream ever, 2 hours, 50 minutes, 39 seconds at the current time. I want to thank all you guys who came here, who support our channel, who believe in what we do and support what we do. And I try to just be real for you. And that's, at the end of the day, that's all I have to offer. I can teach you what I know to the best of my abilities to teach you. But at the end, I promise you, I am me. Take it or leave it. And that's it. So I really appreciate you guys. And I appreciate you supporting the channel, and like I say, believing in what we do. And I don't have a big mission statement or anything to give to you, but I do appreciate you guys, and just know, like, it's a give and take, and and all that. So we'll catch you on the flippy flop. And thanks again for those of you that donate, who gave the gift to others to allow them early membership access, even though that's not some super great thing for them. But they get early access to the videos, and it was a free gift, and it was very generous of you to give to others. And I do appreciate that. And I want to see if I can figure out how to do that next time on my end. But yeah, you're awesome, dude. You have to get past that. That's what my dad used to tell me. You're going to have to get past it. He'd cut off your finger. You'd be like, you're going to have to get past that. That was his answer to everything. You're going to have to get past that. Well, no kidding, Dad. Maybe if it grows back, I could get past it. But that's how he was. Anyhow, I want you guys, you're going to have to get past it, that we got to go. Truck's out there. My cylinders are good and washed down. I'm going home, Keith. He just texted me. I'm going home. It's a long outro. I have a hard time with goodbyes. I feel like we should hug it out. Let's get the smoke screen turned back on, so I don't wonder why my light's not working tomorrow. And we're going to flush this toilet. We're out of here like a pregnant chick's belly button. We'll see you guys on the flippy flop. Thanks again for sticking it out. I can't believe the number of people who watch this crap. It's awesome. All right. I was going to say I love you guys, but I'd have to say something else at the end. Love you guys. No homo. We'll catch you on the next one. See you later.